Charm Chats with Kendra and Kat. Just a couple of girls talk about this and that. Get familiar with Blue and the charmed ones too. Charm Chats.
Welcome to Charm Chats,
Episode 107?
Yep.
7.
Woo-hoo!
Yes, 7. I always forget to count.
That's right.
I think because I saw the, hey, 105 was published this morning. I'm just like, oh, which number are we on again?
Yeah, means I still have to edit 106.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to it.
You were saying earlier that you were in the middle of editing it? Or
I have started. I've started.
started.
Yeah. Man, 106.
That is a stress stutter.
Yeah, it is a stress stutter. Editing 106, which will come out before this episode, so you will have heard my amazing editing job by the time you listen to this. But 106, not my favorite episode. In fact, my least favorite episode. And so having to listen to it again, like, I love the podcast we did about it, but having to re-listen to everything that happened in that episode to edit that episode, don't ever want to do that again.
Yeah.
And I am not.
I don't
editing
know that I hate any episode as much as you hate that episode.
Yeah, I really hate that episode. I don't think I hate any episode as much as I hate that episode. I really think...
maybe we'll come across an episode later where I'm just like, oh my god, I can't fucking stand this.
Yeah.
But so far, in my memory, of all the ones that jump out at me, they all jump out because I liked them or I was at least amused by them.
Well, I know that there are characters that I hate worse than that episode.
True.
But episodes, not so much. That is the...
Actually, maybe when we get into season 8, that might happen for me.
I honestly don't remember
You probably never watched
a
it.
lot of... No, I
barely
watched...
remember. Oh, you did?
Oh, I watched
Okay.
every episode. Absolutely, I watched every episode. I just haven't watched it since it aired.
Huh.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I own them all on DVD, and I'm like, yes, I own them all, but I haven't actually rewatched them. So this is me
Oh
rewatching
my God, I need to
everyone.
actually watch them on DVD because this whole Netflix not having the right songs thing is starting to really piss me off. Like, Dead Man Dating, I got extremely pissed at the end.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just kind of simmering.
Yeah, because I
don't like
remember
it.
there was one scene in here where I was like, I wonder what Netflix had as the song.
I don't know what it was, but it didn't fit. And I'm like, no, this is not what she gets cinnamon buns out to. I can tell. Because this does not sound like it was written in the 90s. It does not have the right tone.
Yeah, that absolutely was the one that she had cinnamon buns, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I watched it yesterday.
I watched it on Friday? Yeah, I watched it on Friday.
Mhm.
Because yesterday I got to play Shadowrun. Well, I got to make my character for Shadowrun. I will be playing Shadowrun in a couple weeks.
Well, I got home from work yesterday, and I did some paperwork for my new choir job.
Yay!
And then I was like, well, I'd better actually watch the Charmed episode and take my notes so I can finish watching more Arrow. Because a couple weeks ago I started watching The Flash.
Nice.
And
yeah.
apparently, Netflix used to have more than one season of The Flash on because my brother had been watching it for a while, and I know I saw more than one season on the Netflix description.
Okay.
But right now, there's only one season on there. And so I finished that season, and I'm like, I don't really feel like putting out the effort to go find it elsewhere online, so I'm gonna go and watch Arrow now.
Arrow is much darker.
Yes, I know.
And I really enjoy it. I am a few episodes behind on the current season of Arrow because I have been putting off watching
the
it.
first season finale.
Oh, you're still in the first season?
Yes.
Okay.
I am spoiled for a few things that happened because I ended up watching The Flash first, and that kind of happens concurrently with, like, season 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah.
So, and at any rate, like, I'd been seeing it cross my Tumblr dash a bunch anyway, and, you know, of course I'm going to be spoiled for a lot of shit that happens in there.
Yeah.
But I don't really care. Because now it's kind of functioning in much the same way as, like, I'd seen a few episodes of Supernatural before I actually started watching it. And so then I'd be like, oh, that character is coming in. Oh, I know what happens to them, like, later on. Which is kind of a spoiler now, but I'd forgotten about it until we got there.
Yeah. Well, because I watched Legends of Tomorrow before I finished Arrow.
Yeah.
It's like, well, crap. So I kind of spoiled it for myself
Yeah.
because I was like, well, like, I knew it was coming because Tumblr
Yeah.
spoils everything.
Of course.
But I finished Legends of Tomorrow and I still haven't finished Arrow, current season. And so
Are they in season 5?
Oh, goodness. I don't even know anymore. Probably.
I think it's probably 5. Because there's only 3 on Netflix. And I don't know why that leads me to 5, but it makes sense in my head.
Season 5 starts in October.
Okay, so they just finished season 4.
Yeah, and I just caught up with Supergirl, too, so...
Yeah, I'd been DVRing Supergirl since it started because I was really excited. I'm like, oh, this is going to be really cute. And I was keeping up through it, and then I got sidetracked, and then I was never really in the mood to watch it again because it's the kind of cheesy that I need to prep for.
Yeah.
I mean...
It is a bit.
It can be on the nose, but I get why it's on the nose.
Yeah, my biggest...
And it's not much more on the nose than The Flash is, so I feel like I can get through it now, although I should probably... It's weird that I'm backtracking, because I started off with the cheesiest, and now I'm back at Arrow. Like, I gotta...
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's okay. But I watched the Supergirl Flash crossover.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of amazing.
I've seen stuff from it, but I haven't actually watched it.
Yeah.
Because also I fell really behind in that, and I was just more in the mood to watch Elementary, so I did.
Yeah, there you go.
Because Elementary, and Lucy Liu is queen.
I truly enjoy... Like, everyone was giving, that show shit before it came out.
They were giving it shit because they're like, it's ripping off of Sherlock, and like, meh, meh, meh.
It's like, no, it's
it was
not
fandom
ripping...
wank.
Yeah, it's not ripping off Sherlock. It is Sherlock. Like, it's an alternate universe Sherlock Holmes. This is not a problem, people. But the annoyance factor was that people were like, oh, they made Watson a girl so they could get Sherlock and Watson together and blah, blah. I'm like, but then
How
they
many
didn't.
seasons have we had? No, 3, and that hasn't happened?
Yeah,
and every time someone suggests it, it's not even like, oh my god, that could never happen. It's just like, no.
No, it's not going to happen. It's like the Doctor and Donna Noble. They're friends.
Yes.
They are not dating.
BFFs.
Exactly.
And anytime someone tries to insinuate it, they're just like, no. Do you not see what this is? Like, you're completely misjudging the situation.
Exactly. Though I do have to admit that I am kind of annoyed. Spoiler for Elementary. That they got Watson together with Mycroft. Like, why? Why was that necessary?
I don't know. Because as actors, those two don't really have romantic chemistry.
No.
Like, sure, story-wise it makes sense, but it's just like...
But no, even story-wise
I like
it didn't
him,
really
I like
make
her.
sense.
Together, not so much.
But even storyline, it didn't really make sense.
It provided a nice shock chuckle for me.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so instead of talking about other shows, maybe we should talk about the one we got a podcast for.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
But, at this point...
Charm Chats brought to you by the DC Universe.
If 7 episodes in you haven't learned that we tangent before we even start, and then we tangent again while we're doing it, then what are you even listening for?
Oh, goodness knows.
Anyway, alright, so episode 107 is called The Fourth Sister. It originally aired November 18th, 1998.
Yay.
Whew, man. Creeping up to the end of the 98s.
Oh my gosh.
The outfits are getting less weird and a little more conservative-esque in that they are not so crazy.
Well, it is supposed to be winter.
Yeah. So, we start with a lovely view of the bridge, because gotta remember where we are.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And then we get a white building. Ooh.
Yeah, with very interesting architecture.
It had really interesting architecture. Like, I don't know
I was
what it
getting
was
kind of a
supposed to
Spanish
be.
influence.
Yeah, like, I don't know what it was supposed to be, but it was definitely interesting with its little arches and, like, it was stucco, I think. And
Yeah.
Yeah? So we see a girl sitting cross-legged on the floor in front of a rug.
Who clearly has some stock at her local New Age shop.
Yeah. And her local Hot Topic, circa 98.
Or,
black
or
dress,
whatever
black
else
lipstick, black boots,
There are other stores besides Hot Topic that would have been...
Oh, but in 98, Hot Topic was the place to go for all your emo trash needs.
True.
I was laughing because I'm looking at it going, okay, there's all these black candles around her, right?
Yeah.
All but one of them is lit. Now, I know it'll come into play
Yeah.
because she has to light it in a moment. But it's like, why?
They're also not in a circle.
No, they're not really in a circle. They're kind of in an oval.
They're not even really in an oval. It's like she was trying to start a Nautilus and ended up squaring it off at the back. Yeah, she's just giving off quite the Goth Supreme vibe.
Yeah, it's like emo goth.
Yeah.
It's
With that
very-
little
with the greasy
coyote
hair.
skeleton? Or
Yeah.
coyote skull?
Yeah, it was a skull of some sort. I don't know
It
exactly
looked
what it was.
painted to me.
Yeah.
But
I
it
don't know
wasn't large
skulls
enough to be a
enough.
wolf.
I was like, I'm not Emily Grassley.
Could've been
I don't know
fox.
skulls.
Well, it looked like it was definitely a carnivore or, just a meat eater in general. I don't think it was a cat. It looked more like a canine of some sort.
Yeah.
So my guess would be coyote or fox.
Okay.
Because they're smaller.
Okay.
And it was like
Tiny.
that big, she says, this visual medium of a podcast.
Yes.
Anyway,
so yeah, she puts down the skull in the middle of the rug that's in front of her, and then she like wipes it down.
yeah,
Which
like a
I'm
kind
assuming-
of a ritual wipe,
Yeah, I'm like assuming that is some sort of ritualistic something.
some energy
Yeah.
distribution.
And then she lights the last candle, gets into that meditating position.
Yeah.
Cross-legged, fingers in the air. I expected her to say Om, but she doesn't. Instead, she closes her eyes and calls out for someone named Callie, which apparently is spelled Kali,
As you do.
but it's pronounced Callie, like Callie. So we have Callie show up in the mirror, and
She is already creepy.
showing
And there's
this,
this weird, overdubbing of her voice going on.
Well, the actress is Australian, so
she was on Baywatch.
was she?
I went to the episode listing on IMDb just to look up Jackie, and the photo for the woman who plays Callie was in a Baywatch beach,
Baywatch swimsuit.
yes. I forgot the word for swimsuit,
That's alright.
because I do that.
That's alright.
But yeah.
Tis a beach costume,
Yes.
swimming costume.
Mm.
But I know she's Australian, but that's all I could remember.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was her voice.
Well, it might be her voice, but it was definitely a put-on accent. Like, it wasn't.
It didn't seem like the visual was actually intrinsic with the audio. It seemed like they recorded the speech and put it over. Like, someone had to overdub. Whether or not it was her or someone else, I don't know. But that voice did not seem to come from that face.
Well, and I think that was partly like a stylistic choice, because she is supposed to be this ooh, spirit in the mirror kind of thing. And, you're supposed to think she's all sweet and innocent and whatever because, she's talking so sweetly.
Oh, God.
So,
Like, there were red flags immediately.
Well, absolutely. Being blonde, I mean, that was a red flag right there.
Was that a red flag?
I don't know. I'm just being rude.
Oh, we're so discriminatory against blondes.
Well, I like me a redhead,
Yeah.
That's why we're friends.
Hi.
If you were blonde, I'd never speak to you.
I did Photoshop myself to be blonde in one of my prom pictures from senior year.
Why?
I was bored. I literally
You
just
do a
went
lot
in...
of random Photoshop when you're bored.
Yeah. No, I was bored. I had Photoshop, and there was a picture of me, and I'm like, I wonder what I look like as a blonde, so I Photoshopped
I do not look good as a blonde.
it. No, Lucius Malfoy.
Yeah, I look like a chubby Lucius Malfoy, and it's not nice. It's not a good look on me. I was a redhead for a bit. I had dyed my hair red, but it was like that orangey red,
Okay.
So I had to go blonde to do it, and it was not a good look on me, but I really wanted to be a redhead, because I love me a redhead, but I just, at least that shade of red, not so much. And it was also the year that I wore contacts, so I really didn't look like myself. It was super weird. I'll have to show you pictures.
I will be delighted to see these.
So Callie is blonde, wearing a white lacy dress.
Yes. Trying to affect the ethereal
Yep.
mood.
Yeah, she speaks very sweetly.
Smoothly. The tone is smooth. I wouldn't call it sweet.
Well, it's like syrupy.
That I would agree with.
Yeah. And we learned that the emo goth chick's name is Aviva, which is actually kind of a cool name.
Yeah.
Out of all of the names that we have heard so far in this show,
Yeah.
it is the coolest.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
She's apparently been stalking the Halliwell sisters. And we get a close-up of her face, and her eyebrows are really weird.
Okay, so I tracked this throughout the episode.
Yes.
There are points in the episode
Where they're not crooked?
where they're completely even, and points in the episode where they are only slightly uneven. And there was one point in the episode where they start off even and go uneven, like in the same scene while on her face. So they didn't cut away. It's a muscular thing for her.
Okay.
I don't know if one of her facial muscles is paralyzed or something, but it is definitely a muscular thing. they can be completely even, but then she tries to show expression and only one of them goes up.
Well, it's super weird, and I will be putting this picture up.
Yeah, because
with
those
the
aren't...
episode.
They're definitely plucked, but they're not completely drawn on. She's not Amanda Palmer.
No one's Amanda Palmer.
Oh, goodness. Hope not. Although, wouldn't it be great to have more than one Amanda Palmer? Wouldn't it be great to have more people?
Who are as awesome as Amanda Palmer? Yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
I love me Amanda Palmer. And I still absolutely love the fact that she and Neil Gaiman are married and they have a baby.
I know.
I can't get over that.
I
It's
was at a
amazing.
concert downtown like a month before they announced the pregnancy.
Wow.
Well, maybe not a month. A couple months. Yeah, she was playing at Tally Hall, and I'm like, I've always heard stuff about her. The tickets are cheap enough, and I know I can find free parking, so let's go.
I've never gotten to see her live.
And then
I'm
on the way
super
back,
salty
I
about
decided
it.
not to use GPS, and I got a little turned around. Though not really. I was just trying to find 290. I ended up passing by Rush Hospital, where my dad used to work.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first time I'd been over there since they finished construction on the new building.
Okay.
The new building looks like a butterfly. Big white butterfly.
All right.
Oh.
All right. It's so weird. And I'm leaving all that in. You're welcome. You're welcome, listener.
Yes. But yeah, the uneven eyebrow thing is definitely a muscular thing.
Yeah, it
It's
was
not
just... It was
an affectation.
It was just a little weird because it was distracting.
Yes, and that's why I decided to track them through the episode.
Glad you did, because it was distracting me and I decided not to.
Yes. Okay, so Aviva and Callie have, like, the whole conversation, and Callie is telling her she needs to make them want her as much as she wants them. And then Aviva fucking leaves the room with all of the lit candles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no!
Yeah.
Bad idea. Clearly a teenager move.
Absolutely. Well, but before that we get, like, the moment of the feel the power, the reaching
yeah.
toward the mirror, and I'm like, okay, how awkward is that? You're just reaching toward a mirror and just like, here's my hands, and then you're glowing. Like, what? It was weird.
Yeah.
It was very weird. I mean, it'll pay off later,
Yeah.
but, like, it was weird. Like, okay,
Indeed.
fine. Whatever. But yeah, so they banter back and forth, Aviva leaves, and then Callie appears as an evil demon, so...
With some sweet contacts.
Oh, yeah. Red and yellow, like, Halloween contacts.
Yeah.
Like, bad Halloween contacts.
Like, completely covers the sclera.
Yeah. it
So,
was-
those are some very, very intense contacts.
Yeah. And then we cut to the manor for the first time in the episode. And Piper in a very casual white v-neck t-shirt and
Yeah.
dark jeans. They're either dark or, like, dark blue or black. I couldn't tell, but they were dark jeans. It's just sitting in one of the chairs, holding a stack of papers that say, missing in all caps, reward in all caps.
Some
A
very
black
nice
and white-
poster design right
Yeah,
there.
a black and white picture of the cat, a phone number, 555-0198.
Because Hollywood.
Because Hollywood, and then the address of 7571 Prescott Street. Now, here's the problem with that. That's not where they live.
No, it's not.
They live at 1329 Prescott Street for the entire rest of the show.
Okay, I don't know what kind of an error that would have been if it would have been just a, hey, we don't want people... Like, okay, what is the address of that actual house? Like, it's a historical house. The address is well known.
Yeah.
They probably didn't want a bunch of people going there. In
Which
case
is-
they needed to do reshoots.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Like, they could have
it's a little
just
weird.
left the phone number.
Maybe they put 7571 Prescott Street as just like a placeholder, and then
Never
someone
changed
complained.
it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I understand the reason for putting the address on is so that, you know, we can have a plot. It's the a la convenience of
Yeah.
the plot point of her being able to get to the house. But, like, it's the wrong fucking address.
Well, it's not the wrong address yet.
Yeah, it's the wrong fucking address.
It's not the wrong address yet. It's the
Yeah.
first time we're seeing the address. They changed it later on, but technically it's not wrong right now.
I guess, maybe.
So overarching it is wrong, but not right in this moment.
All right, I'll allow it. But yeah, so I just love the fact that it's totally just a black and white picture of the cat. It's like, and we still don't have a name for the cat. We will. This episode, they will finally
Yeah.
give us the name of the cat. But we still don't have a name for the cat at this point. And it's like, just this weird black and white photo of this cat. Like,
Well, because they had to make a bunch of copies, and color copies are expensive.
no, I totally get that. They
literally,
totally
like,
get that,
I can
but-
tell you exactly how they did this. They taped a photo of a cat to a piece of paper, wrote on the paper, and then photocopied it.
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
1,000 times.
Absolutely. I totally get it.
Yeah, and it was probably at the library.
Probably. Or their local Kinko's,
Does
which does not exist anymore, but I used to work there.
it not exist anymore? I swear
It
this-
is now FedEx office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, right, FedEx Kinko's. Gotcha.
FedEx bought Kinko's, so it became FedEx Kinko's, and then they were like, well, we don't care about the name Kinko's anymore, so now it's FedEx Office.
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, I worked at Kinko's in 2001. I was there when September 11th happened.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And as Piper is staring at these posters, we sort of pan around her to see Leo walk in to this living room, I guess?
Yeah, it's like the parlor, I think, maybe?
Whatever it's called. And go
his-
to look inside of the chimney, and he bends over, and
We get a lovely view of his butt.
yes, and
In
then
his
we get a
tight
lovely
jeans.
view of Piper admiring his butt because the thirst is strong with her.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Phoebe walks in and has the wonderful line of, "My Santa, how you've changed."
Yes. Which was hilarious.
This episode has a lot of really good quotable lines with regards to Phoebe and Piper and Leo.
Yes. This episode has a lot of quotable lines, period.
Yes.
And there's a lot of, like, cute sister moments in this episode, too.
Well, I mean, like, the people who get the most quotable lines are Phoebe and Piper, and to some extent, Leo.
Yeah. So, I have to give my clothings for the day. So we have Leo is wearing a blue t-shirt and jeans.
Yes, and a giant utility belt.
Huge. Huge.
Well, it's only huge because it's got that one huge thing hanging off of it.
Yeah, it has, like, a weird, like, long hammer where you're just like...
Well, it's not the hammer, there was a pouch.
Well, there was a hammer, too.
Of course there was a hammer. It's a utility belt.
Yes, I just remember
He is
the
a
hammer.
handyman.
I just remember the hammer. Because he whacks into something and
Yeah,
the hammer goes.
Yeah,
That's
his
funny.
hammer.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are not the hammer.
The hammer is my penis.
Yes. Oh, Nathan Fillion.
Yes.
Nathan Fillion. All right. And then Phoebe enters the room. She is in a pink tank top, black running pants with the stripe up the side, you know, those like Adidas pants, and then like black and white like slipper sandal things,
Yeah.
which were probably also like Adidas flip-flop type of things.
Oh yeah, I had some of those.
And
Because
the
I
mug.
always hated the thong sandals. I didn't like stuff
I
between my
can't-
toes.
Yeah, I can't wear flip-flops
Yeah.
with the thing between your toes.
I
can't
can
do it.
now, but I don't like to.
Nope, I cannot do it.
Yeah, she's got like a mug of coffee or tea or something.
She's got a mug.
Yeah.
It's probably empty.
Yes. Although we do get an actually filled mug in this episode.
Dude, I was
It's
super
amazing.
excited. I wrote note on it.
I did too. Because yeah.
But that doesn't happen for a bit. So this is when we get, you know, she has the Santa How You've Changed line, and this is when we get Piper saying he's looking for Kit. So hey, we now have a name for the fucking cat.
Yep.
Yay!
And of course her name is Kit because she's the cat and Kit Kat.
Yep.
It's adorable. And I think someone makes the joke in the next episode or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten that.
They make it in the future about her name.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Oh, I know they do. I don't know when, but the joke is made, and I love that joke.
I do love the Phoebe, because Piper says he's looking for Kit, and Phoebe comes back with the cat. Right, 4 legs and fur. I remember. And then mouths, "Oh my god," to Piper, which was just the cutest.
Yeah, they're
Of, like-
both admiring of Leo and the Leo butt.
Yes, he's got a good-looking butt. Brian Krause has a
Well,
a good
okay.
looking.
See,
or at
the
least
thing is,
did.
he has a good-looking butt, but those are not very tight jeans.
No, they're really not.
They're kind of baggy.
They are a little baggy.
They're not super baggy. They're not like the cyberpunk goth, like A-frame pants.
Yes, no, but they're not skinny jeans because thank God skinny jeans were not a thing back then.
Yeah.
I wish skinny jeans weren't a thing now, but you know,
I will
that's neither
settle.
here nor
I will
there.
settle for some well-tailored pants that actually go in under the butt.
Yeah,
Just a little
just a
bit.
titch,
Just
just a little
show the
scooch.
yes. Just scooch them up
A
and
scooch.
give a nice visual of the derriere.
Yes. And then we have a lovely moment where, you know, they're talking back and forth about the cat, and Leo mentions that Kit had her collar on, which has their number on it, and Phoebe says it's a very distinctive collar.
Well, no, Leo asks if it has their number on it, and they're both like awkwardly trying to say like, no, it's just a very distinctive collar because
Well, but-
it's the collar she came with.
Yeah, but my favorite is that Phoebe says it's a very distinctive collar, and of course, because I'm me, I immediately think of Leverage, because the line of a very distinctive blank is an Elliot Spencer thing.
Ah,
He
yeah.
says it a bunch of times, and it's really funny. Which, when we make that podcast, you will learn.
I'm sure I will.
I'm so excited about it. And then Piper says that Leo must be hungry after all that work. To which she goes,
what work?
"Oh, what work?" Which is just
Okay,
like,
is he holding a chimney sweeper?
yeah, I don't
He
know.
did
what
not
was
walk
up.
into the room with that. That was the thing stuck up the chimney.
Yeah,
Which, BT
yeah.
Dubs, the Chimney Song is my favorite Christmas song.
The
and
chimney song.
Yes, it's on the Bob Rivers Twisted Christmas album. They basically take the traditional Christmas songs.
Well, I love
and
Me a
they
Twisted
reword
Christmas.
them.
Yeah, I love Me a Twisted Christmas.
Oh yeah, but this one is like, there's something up the chimney and I don't know what it is, but it's been
Oh.
there all night long.
Oh yes, I love
Basically,
that
how
song.
Santa got stuck in the chimney and died.
Yes, I love that song. I just
Yeah.
I don't ever call it the chimney song.
That's what it's called.
No, but I don't ever call it that.
What do you call it?
I call it the creepy little girl who doesn't know Santa's dead song.
Is it supposed to be a girl?
I'm fairly certain.
I just thought it was a kid.
I'm fairly
It-
certain
it-
it's supposed to be a little girl.
I mean, kids sound the same at that age. It could go either way.
True, but I'm fairly certain it's a little girl. My favorite, well, that one is definitely a favorite.
Yes,
I love
yes.
that one a lot. But
And
my
there's
favorite,
also grab your balls like Michael Jackson.
yes, my favorite is I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. I don't know why, but I love that song so much.
Yes.
So much. And that's where it started, because of that song, was Stand Up and Put a Hippo on Your Head
Oh, okay.
from my high school days.
Yeah.
I just realized the listeners have no idea what Stand Up and Put a Hippo on Your Head is. I had a stuffed hippo that one day I put on my head because I was bored in high school. And somebody asked me what I was doing with a hippo on my head. And I literally stood up and the hippo stayed on my head because I was really good at not having things drop off my head. Like, because I used to walk around with books on my head just because I was bored, and it was like the quote unquote model thing to do was to walk
Yeah.
with books on your head. And so I did that a lot when I was a teenager. And so I had this stuffed hippo on my head, and I stood up and randomly was like, "Stand up and put a hippo on your head." And it became a thing with my friends, and Beanie Babies were a big thing.
I have a hippo.
Do you?
Yeah, a little stuffed hippo from camp.
Nice. Well, put them on your head.
I'll have to find him first.
Yeah. But Beanie Babies were a thing, and so there was a hippo Beanie Baby that somebody decided that they were going to walk around with on their head.
Of course.
And it
Well,
became
Beanie
a thing.
Babies are easy to keep on your head because
Yeah,
they
just
distribute
kind
their
of-
weight.
Yeah, they kind of just melt where they are. But yeah, so I walked around with this stuffed
They
hippo.
melt where they are, especially if you leave them on top of your lamp,
Ooh,
which I did.
yeah.
Which then turned my G-rated Beanie Baby into a PG-13 Beanie Baby because it was on top of the lamp and the lamp burned through the fur, and then when my dad came in and turned off the lamp and pulled the Beanie Baby off, some of the melted beads like protruded out.
Oh,
Yeah. So effectively that horse got a penis.
wow.
And I ended up wrapping it in my Hugh Hefner bear's little smoking jacket.
That's fucking funny.
I only called it a Hugh Hefner bear because it had a smoking jacket.
Yes.
It was otherwise unresembling of Hugh Hefner.
It wasn't old and gross and
No.
surrounded by
No.
Playboy bunnies.
No.
Okay.
This is the bear that I take to sleepovers. Still.
Hey, I have my Pooh Bear.
It's just a tradition.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I have had my Winnie the Pooh since 1998.
actually, my teddy bear pretty much lives in my go-away bag.
Oh, well, I sleep with my Winnie the Pooh every night. It basically is my pillow. I don't actually have like a normal person pillow. I just have the Pooh Bear. I've had to restuff him twice
Yeah.
over the past decade. But yeah, I got him when I was going through chemo. That was the gift that my friends gave me as a we hope you get better soon gift, because I wound up in the hospital with pneumonia because I was stupid, you see, and walked in the Pride Parade while going through chemo,
Yeah.
wearing all black, only a small bottle of water.
Well,
It
first of all,
yeah, it was bad.
I mean, you're going through chemo and you're exposing yourself to thousands upon thousands of people.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of people.
Yeah.
The funniest part though, and I love this story. I wound up giving myself pneumonia because I walked in the Pride Parade, and I was in the hospital for a week because the Pride Parade is the last Saturday in June. Mm-hmm. So the next week is 4th of July.
Yeah.
So I believe the Pride Parade was like the 28th or something like that of June. And then I wound up in the hospital on the 2nd of July and was there for a week. So I got to see the 4th of July fireworks from my hospital room. Hey, you know, it was like a hotel. It was a nice hospital room.
Yeah.
I was in Weiss Memorial, which was lovely. And I remember...
So you probably had a good vantage point.
Oh yeah, it was a great room. And my bed, this is the best part. So my bed could lift up and down so that they could get to you, right? Well, one day, because I'd been there for a week, right? So I think on like day 2 or something, I realized that I could literally bring my bed up to about 3 inches from the ceiling. It goes up super high.
That's insane.
Yeah, like I don't know why it goes up that high, but it goes up that high. And so I wound up bringing my bed up like super high when I was going to go to sleep. So I was like maybe 6 inches from the ceiling because I'm claustrophobic, so I didn't want to get too close to the ceiling.
Yeah.
But I knew that they were going to come in and wake me up randomly. And the only way that they can do that is to touch me. Well, I don't like being touched when I'm asleep because then I punch.
Did you punch someone in the face?
I did, day 1. They woke me up while I was sleeping, and I reflex punched, and like not in the face, but like I punched the nurse in the stomach. It was not nice. But so I found that if I put my bed up almost as high as it could go, that they would have to lower the bed down before they could touch me. And in the lowering of the bed, that would wake me enough that I wouldn't have that punching reflex. So they were okay with it. But we found out the nurse that I had was a male nurse, and he was awesome. I have no idea what his name is now. I cannot remember. It's been, a very long time. But I remember we were trying to figure out, because he looked familiar to me and I looked familiar to him, and we couldn't figure out like how we recognized each other. And finally, on like my 6th day in the hospital, so the day before I left, he finally came around and was like, so how did you give yourself pneumonia? Like, how did you get pneumonia? And I said, well, I was walking in the Pride Parade, and literally, both of us were like, that's how I know you! Because I was walking behind the float that he was on.
That's hilarious.
It was great. I was like, that's awesome.
It's a small world after all.
It is indeed.
Yes, very, very, very small world.
Yeah.
Like when my family and I were on a plane to Vegas, and we saw my middle school principal.
Mm-hmm. I have never gone on a vacation, like, to another state where I didn't notice or, like, meet somebody that I knew. It's really weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah. I was in Colorado and happened to see someone I went to high school with, which was just odd.
Yeah.
Because they were on vacation in Colorado. When I went to New Orleans, on my drive, I stopped at a Waffle House in Georgia at 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was someone I went to high school with. And then when I got to the hotel, because I got to New Orleans a day earlier than I thought, because I just drove through the night. Yeah. When I got to the hotel, the clerk behind the counter at the hotel in New Orleans was someone I went to college with, which was hilarious. I was like, what are you doing here? She goes, oh, I moved to New Orleans after college. I'm like, huh, fascinating.
I didn't realize
like
that you
room,
went to
please.
college.
Well, I went to community college
Okay.
for a year, but I didn't take, like, quote-unquote, real classes. Like, I took a creative writing class, and a pottery class, and a photography class, and a choir class. I think I've told about my choir teacher before. He's the one that got mad at me for memorizing the music. Yeah. Yeah, that was college. Mm-hmm. But yeah, my photography class was the black and white photography that we had to go to the Botanic Gardens and take pictures of flowers with black and white.
Odd venue.
Well, it was because they were trying to teach us...
for black and white.
It's because they were trying to teach us that different colors show up as different shades of gray.
Oh, okay. Which is why the entirety of the Addams Family set is in pinks.
Yes, it is indeed.
Because that registers better.
Yep.
Like, green apparently gets really oversaturated in black and white or something.
Yeah.
But
so,
reds gradiate really well.
Yeah.
Gradiate? Is that the word?
I don't know, probably.
Gradiate? Yeah.
I don't know.
Reds have a proper gradient?
Sure. So it was an interesting thing to take pictures of like the purple flowers and see that they showed up, darker or lighter than the blue flowers and the green foliage and whatever. And I was like, I get it, I understand it, but the problem is that I wear glasses. And so it was a develop your own pictures kind of class. So my pictures all came out blurry to everyone but me. They looked clear to me, but they were apparently just a little blurry.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, so I did not pass that class with a very high grade.
Come on.
I passed, but I just didn't pass with a very high grade. I think
they should not be docking you for that.
Yeah, well.
Because it's your vision.
Yeah.
Literally and metaphorically.
Yes. But yeah, I think I passed with like a C, I think, in that class. I was a C student anyway, so like it wasn't I was used to getting C's. My logic
C's get degrees.
Yeehaw. My logic was,
unless it's a non-major class, in which case D's get degrees.
my logic was, as long as I passed, I didn't care what my grade was.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was never gonna graduate college.
Okay.
You know, I took a few classes because I felt like taking some classes. Like I would like to go back to college and take a couple of electoral. No, that's
Elective.
wrong. Elective classes. Anyway.
How did we get onto this tangent?
I
I was talking about the chimney. Oh, right, the chimney.
The chimney, that's what
Yeah.
I love how we don't even realize how we get onto our tangents.
Well, I mean, it's a fun sort of etymology lesson.
Yeah. See, this is where, somebody, I was talking with someone the other day, with a couple of my friends, and talking about the podcast, and I'd said, that we go off on tangents and whatever, and she asked, do you ask, what did we learn today kind of thing at the end of it? And I was like, oh no, because that would mean I'd have to remember what we talked about.
I mean, I could probably do that.
Yeah, but see, I don't, we go off on a tangent, and then we go back to the show, and then we go off on a tangent, and we come back to the show. I don't necessarily remember what the tangents are at the end of the episode. I barely remember the episode at the end of the episode. I have a horrible memory, but I enjoy it while it happens. And that's the point, is we are making a thing, we are existing in this moment, and then over the next few days, I will listen back to this because I have to edit it.
Yes.
And I will remember those funny moments and those tangents as I listen back. And then as soon as the episode goes live, I forget about it completely.
Yes.
And that's kind of how life should be.
Yes. And then I listen through and I remember all the funny tangents. And I completely forget about the parts that we cut out because they're cut out and they're out of hearing, out of mind.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yes. Out of ear sight.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get back on to talking about Phoebe and Piper and their mutual thirst for Leo.
Yes.
Piper asks, "Aren't you hungry after all that work?"
Well, what work?
Says Leo.
Yeah. And then Phoebe laughs and puts her arm around Piper and has this cute little line of, "Oh, that's just Piper. She's got to be everyone's mom. Just think of her as your mom." I know I do. Which was hilarious.
Oh man, Phoebe goes on such a meme bent with this.
She does.
They escalate it.
Well, yeah, but I think it's because at this point I don't know if the writers knew who they were going to get with Leo, and it was the let's see what happens kind of thing. So we'll put them both in that situation.
I mean, I don't know that I necessarily believe we'll see where it goes, because no, you're writers. You can just write
Well, but
the training is you eventually learn to see story patterns and you know where the sisters are going. Mm-hmm. So hey, nice, sweet handyman, who's going to be better with the nice, sweet handyman? Yes. Because you know where the sisters are going. You don't necessarily know where he's going, but you know where he is right now.
Well, and
so it's a very Heisenberg sort of uncertainty principle.
Well, but I know that...
Because you know the velocity of them and you know his position.
Well, but that's the thing, is I know that he wasn't supposed to be a series regular.
Well, yeah.
He was supposed to come in as a handyman and flirt with them a little bit and then leave. Mm-hmm. But people loved him and was like, can we have more Leo,
he's adorable,
please?
And he has that lovely 90s pompadour thing going on. It's much more attractive than whatever the fuck Andy keeps doing with his hair.
Yeah.
Which we know what Andy does with his hair. He's gelling it, but I still like saying what the fuck.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck?
Yeah, it's not a good look on him. It's not a good look.
Because it's not quite spikes. And it's not slicked back. It's like a weird hybridized version of the two.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah. So he wasn't supposed to be a series regular, but people were like, please, can we have more Leo? Because we enjoyed Leo. And so they're like, okay, let's write Leo into the show. And that's when it became if he's going to be written into the show, how do we make this work? And that's how he evolved. But yeah, so it's the, think of her as your mom, and they all kind of laugh, and Leo says he's going to go put up the flyers, and then promptly bumps into the fireplace screen on his way out.
And they're both like, careful.
Careful.
Antique.
Grandmas. Which I think is the only time Grams is ever referred to as grandma.
Well, otherwise, like, they'd call her Grams.
Yeah.
It's awkward to put a possessive on that.
I guess.
You can't hear it.
Gramses.
Yeah.
Gramses doesn't sound right. But it was just that little, it's antique, it's grandma's.
And they're being real cute with pointing at it. Like,
Yeah, it was adorable.
Grandmas.
Yep.
Antique.
And then Phoebe and Piper watch Leo leave. We get another shot of his butt. And a lovely, lovely cute sister moment.
Yes.
Of quite possibly the finest glutes in the city. In the state.
In
all the land. With the little hand gesture. And then Piper's all, I saw him first. And Phoebe's like, Now, but here's the thing. Technically, Phoebe saw him first because she's the one that opened the door when he showed up and let him in. So technically, Phoebe did see him first, but Prue is the one that hired him, so Prue would at least talk to him first.
Very possibly.
Just saying.
Very possibly.
Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Into the ether.
Yes.
That Phoebe did technically see him first.
And Phoebe did immediately try to put the kibosh on him by showing him the upstairs, and then they all got distracted by Dad's VHS tape.
Yes. And I still don't understand why they were just like, yes, go wander around our house with no supervision.
He's just got one of those trustworthy faces.
Yes. Well, it's a
good
thing he's not a demon.
Boy. Yes. Yes, it is.
So there's that. So we cut to the street, and Leo, who has now added a tan jacket to his outfit, hangs up a flyer using masking tape.
Because that's going to work long term.
Well,
in a city plagued by fog. So, condensation.
Yeah, I don't know. And then we get an interesting shot of him walking past a car where we see him in a rear view mirror.
Oh, yeah.
Like a side view mirror, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just an interesting, shot. And I was like, who came up with the idea of, let's watch him walk up toward the car via side view mirror? It was an interesting choice. I kind of enjoyed it.
Someone had watched Jurassic Park that weekend? Which I did watch it last weekend.
But yeah, so we get the side view mirror shot, and then we see that Aviva is in the car. She watches Leo leave, and then turns around while staying in the car to look at the flyer, does this little squinty thing, and then the flyer goes up in flames. And then she does the creepy smile thing, and we cut to the opening credits.
Yeah, that was super effective for her to just burn up the one poster.
Yeah.
But also, I love getting shots of that 555 number.
Yes.
Yeah. It's something you don't know about until someone mentions it to you, and then you can't unsee it. Mm-hmm. Like the whole 4s on Roman numeral clocks thing. How a lot of clocks that have Roman numerals, the 4 is wrong. It's 4 I's instead of an IV.
Yeah.
And then you can't unsee that.
Yeah, and I've never understood why. Who fucked that up and it became a thing?
A long time ago, some famous watchmaker probably had someone design a watch and they accidentally used the wrong version of 4, and then everyone copied them. And it just became
either that or they just ran out of I's. Or they ran out of V's.
See, the thing is,
they had extra I's.
You can make more V's with fewer I's than it takes to make 4 I's.
Hey, don't ask me.
I wasn't asking you, I was informing you.
Oh, alright. I'll allow it.
Good.
So we get the opening credits, and we learn there is no Daryl in this episode.
Oh, darn.
Oh, shucks. That's all right. He'll
be back
in
this episode.
Yeah, I was like, he'll be back.
There was no actual crime.
Yeah.
We only need Daryl when there is crime.
Yes.
Because we can't have Andy investigating that alone.
Yeah. And then we have a bridge scene and the skyline with the triangle building, which is the Transamerica Pyramid, for those who are wondering.
Oh, okay. I knew it had a name.
Yes, but I just called it the triangle building.
I think at some point I knew that name.
Yeah. I called it the triangle building because it looks like a big triangle, and it has triangles jutting out of it, so it's a triangle building.
I think the triangle building is a specific building, though.
It's the Transamerica Pyramid, isn't it?
No, not... I mean, there is another building called the Triangle Building.
Oh. Well, if there is, I have no idea.
I just feel like there is.
Don't know.
Which means I might have heard something else called the Triangle Building.
No idea. But so we have the skyline with the Transamerica Pyramid and a Rice-A-Roni streetcar, which brings our total up to 8 for the season so far. And it should be noted that it is the same Rice-A-Roni streetcar as always, because they only have a few stock shots of it.
Of course. Because they had to get all of their stock shots
In like a day.
a week.
Yeah. It is very funny when you look at the shots, because there's a couple of shots of like the outside of Quake,
Yeah.
where there's a woman in a tan jacket and like a floral skirt, and it's very funny to see how many times she shows up. There's the nighttime shot where she is going into Quake wearing that outfit, and the daytime shot where she's walking past Quake in that outfit.
Oh, she must be homeless.
So, then we get the song, which I used SoundHound to find out what the song was. We are not sponsored by SoundHound, but that's what I used. It is called Wheel, apparently by a group called Uma Jets, which I have never heard of, but it was an interesting song.
I guess they must take Miss Thurman everywhere.
Oh, bad. Bad.
It's so good.
Man.
I had that ready. Okay.
Oh, it wasn't a spur of the moment
No,
joke?
it was spur of the moment, and I had it ready. So you should be fucking impressed, alright.
I'm always impressed by your puns. So, Netflix had some sort of weird something?
Yeah, I didn't bother figuring out what it was because I didn't like it.
Yeah. I didn't watch the Netflix this time because I didn't have
Because you
the
found the
time.
transcripts. Yeah. That transcript site was the one I used to read all the transcripts on, which is why I ended up writing a fan fiction that was a screenplay.
They have no idea this podcast is happening. I would like to give a quick shout out to charmscripts.tv
Yep.
for being awesome and putting all the transcripts up, because without them, this episode might not have happened, because I did not have nearly as much time to watch this episode as normal, and I will be using their services from now on because it made it so simple. Just take all of their work and then add in my notes.
Yep.
Simplify things, but it made it so much easier because, I like to write in my notes actual quotes from the show, and it was so much easier when they were already there and I didn't have to type them. It was great. Though I do have to say they do have a couple of typos and a couple of...
Of course they do.
Of
I'm
wrong
pretty sure this
words,
is fan
but-
curated.
Oh, I'm sure it is. But they're awesome, and we're not sponsored by them. They're not sponsored by us, but they're awesome, and I just wanted to give them a quick shout out, even though they have no idea that we exist.
Nah.
So there's that.
It's also a fairly old website.
It is.
Because it's .tv.
Yeah.
Which apparently I learned that .biz is a thing. Because I started listening to a Star Trek podcast where their website is gawk.biz.
Interesting.
Very.
There was a...
Apparently there's also .enterprises, and they almost went 1701d.enterprises.
Dude, that would have been amazing.
I know, but they ended up going with gawk.biz.
Why would you do that? That doesn't even make sense.
Because it's a Klingon dish.
But seriously,
I don't know.
no.
These guys also claim to be slightly embarrassed about the fact that they have a Star Trek podcast. I'm just like, oh, honey.
Oh, sweet. Sweet, sweet boys.
Oh, man. Don't be embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed by your geek. Embrace your geek.
Yes. Embrace it fully and somewhat awkwardly.
Yes.
Yes, but
Well then.
while this, what I heard as an imposter song was playing, we see Piper getting breakfast ready and getting some nice-looking cinnamon buns
They were huge.
out of the fridge.
Out of the microwave.
Oh, were they in the microwave?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, milk was out of the fridge. Right.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my thing, right? So this scene was one of those things where I got a little annoyed. It's probably a me thing, and I'm totally okay with that. But so she has this like glass loaf pan thing with the huge cinnamon rolls in it. There's 2 of them, which is fine. She takes one out, puts it on a plate, adds I think it was sliced bananas or something next to it. Whatever. She goes to the fridge, grabs the milk, opens the cabinet to grab the glass, leaving the cabinet open, pours the milk into the glass, and then puts the milk on the counter to close the cabinet that she got the glass from, but doesn't put the milk back in the fridge.
Yep.
I was so annoyed by that.
Yeah, the order of operations with this blocking were a little mystifying.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand it. But I was really annoyed that she didn't put the
Yeah,
milk
because
away.
you would put the milk away, shut the fridge, and then shut the cabinet.
No, she should have gotten the glass out of the cabinet, closed the cabinet, gotten the milk, poured the milk, put the milk back in the fridge, and then closed the fridge. Why is this not a thing that happened?
Because that was not what the direction was, apparently.
Apparently not. Sorry. I get really passionate about weird shit, and I'm aware of this.
Yep.
I am aware, but I embrace my crazy, along with my geek, so I'm alright
Yes.
with it. But then she makes this little, hoof noise, which was just adorable, and, straightens her shirt, and then grabs the plate and the glass and goes out of the kitchen into the foyer. And the glass has gained a little extra milk on the way out of the kitchen. Gotta love those continuity errors. And now we have a full body shot of Piper, and we can see she's wearing, like, Birkenstocks.
Yep.
Which, totally a California thing. Totally a 90s thing. Like...
It'd totally be a Piper thing.
Yeah. Out of all of the sisters, it would totally be a Piper thing. So, she brings this lovely food out to Leo, who's standing on the ladder in the hallway.
And somehow knows that he enjoys non-fat milk.
Well, I'm assuming that he might have said it at some point, because she says, non-fat milk, right? So, like, it was am I remembering this correctly kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that maybe they had a conversation at some point, or she's like, oh, I'll bring you something to eat, and he mentioned it or something. I don't know. We don't get to see that bit. But she has the little line of, just don't call me Mom, which was funny.
Makes him chuckle.
Yeah. He smiled. It was nice. He's got a nice smile.
Uh-huh. And then Phoebe and Prue come down the stairs. Mm-hmm. And at first, I was at a loss for words for Phoebe's top.
Yeah. It's like this lavender top that's like cut straight across the chest.
Yes.
With these like spaghetti strap things that are ribbon.
Those are not... That's not spaghetti straps. That's vermicelli. They're past spaghetti.
Yeah.
They're past angel hair. It's fucking vermicelli straps.
Yeah.
They are that thin.
Yeah, they're super duper tiny thin.
And it's basically a tube top with fake straps.
Yeah, they were totally added after straps.
Because when you look at the back, when she turns around, you see this thing zips up. It's got a built-in bra.
Yeah, those straps were definitely added because the shirt would not stay up without them.
Yeah.
Because they don't match the shirt at all, and like you can see like the little puckering on the edges where the ribbons are tied in. Like yeah, it was definitely added.
No support.
No support
to be had, which is very antithetical to Phoebe's chest.
Hey, these girls. But yeah, so she's got her black pants and her chunky heels, and Prue is in a low-cut black top with a fur collar, with her dark leather skirt and strappy heels. Mm-hmm. I think out of all of the outfits, this one seems the least Prue.
Okay.
Because, the leather skirt, I don't know. And, the fur collar seems more Phoebe than Prue.
True.
Like, the entire outfit just seems a little not Prue.
I mean, they're probably still figuring this out.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know that they ever get it. They probably like to experiment with the whole... Hey, we have these three women who ostensibly borrow each other's clothing all the time.
Yeah.
So...
Because for some, a la convenience reason, they all seem to fit in the same clothes.
I can believe Prue and Phoebe fitting in the same thing. I cannot believe anything that Piper bought for herself fitting on either of the other two.
At least not without stretching it out.
Phoebe. Maybe Prue.
Yeah.
But not Phoebe.
I could maybe see Piper Piper having a top or something that Phoebe wears and stretches out, and then Piper can no longer wear it, so now Phoebe owns it. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I can totally see that
happens a lot.
Yeah, I can totally see that happening. Because I've done that with friends before, where I will buy a shirt that's a little tight on me, and I'll give it to a friend who has bigger boobs than I do, which is saying something, and they'll stretch it out, and then I'll put it back on and be like, oh, now it fits me nicely. All right, cool. So that's fun.
You use your friends to make your shirts fit.
I do. It's rare when it gets to happen.
Yep.
So, Phoebe and Prue are talking about Prue and Andy, and, Phoebe has this, Andy's a cop, you're a witch, expect complications.
And only just realized that Leo is
there. Leo is standing there, and then Piper does this, little, clear of the throat of, why are you saying these words right now, kind of thing. It was very funny. And they see Leo up on the ladder, and Prue asks how things are going, and he says the wall needs 2 coats of paint, and then he has to do the molding, and he's done. And Phoebe's, trying to be flirty, and is are you sure it doesn't need 3 coats of paint?
She just wants to keep him around longer.
Yeah. And Leo, of course, falters a little bit because he's not exactly sure how to deal with this. And then we get a cute sister moment that's, if it's a bit cheesy, a little over the top, where Piper's nice outfit for 9 o'clock in the morning with no place to go. All right. But you can tell that they're still trying to do the flirting over Leo thing. And then Leo drinks some milk and has a little milk mustache, to which Phoebe is immediately instantaneously wiping it off his face.
Very, hand lingering on the face, just swiping the throne glass, oh my god, Phoebe, could you be any more forward?
Yeah. And Piper looks very uncomfortable, and I felt really bad for her.
She's an introduction.
Yeah. And Piper looks very uncomfortable, and I felt very bad for her.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then Prue calls for Phoebe, trying to call her nicely, once.
That's
And when
all
she
you
doesn't
get
turn
from
around,
Prue.
yeah, when she doesn't turn around, she grabs her, calls her again loudly, and pulls her toward the kitchen, saying, that I think Piper likes Leo, likes him, that kind of thing.
And is trying to very politely explain to Phoebe that, maybe let Piper have this one, because guess what? Phoebe's a boyfriend stealer.
Yes, because classic Phoebe.
Now, up to this point, they have not actually used the term boyfriend stealer. Prue's been speaking entirely in euphemisms. Mm-hmm. And Phoebe's getting all defensive about, no, I never actually touched Roger.
Yeah.
At which point, Piper walks in, Phoebe asks, Piper, am I a boyfriend stealer? And Piper's immediately like,
Totally.
hell yeah, you are.
Yeah. Though I do have to say that this is the best line that Phoebe has in this conversation of Prue being all like classic Phoebe, whatever. She goes, I think we need to put some major closure on this, or we're going to be in rocking chairs slurping oatmeal out of rubber spoons, and I'm still going to hear about Roger. Just that imagery.
You don't slurp oatmeal.
Well, but the point is that they don't have teeth, and because
Oh,
they'd be
okay,
old
yeah.
in rocking chairs. But that imagery was just so lovely.
Y'all know they're just gonna be
Great.
these three old biddies together
Yep.
on rocking chairs
Slurping oatmeal.
out of rubber spoons.
Yeah. It was the rubber spoons that made that sentence just like, wait, what? It was great. So that's when Piper comes in and says that she's totally a boyfriend thief. And Phoebe wants to know who, besides Roger, whom she never touched, she was supposed to have stolen. And apparently Piper is holding a grudge about her 8th grade boyfriend, Billy Wilson.
Now, okay, I couldn't tell from this conversation because Piper mentions Billy Wilson, and Phoebe goes, 8th grade Billy Wilson? I don't know who was in 8th grade. Whether it was Phoebe in 8th grade or Piper in 8th grade. It makes more sense for Phoebe to have been in 8th grade.
No, I don't think so.
It makes more sense because then Piper is like, you got all up in him with your boobs. And Phoebe's like, I didn't have boobs back then. Doesn't say when.
You've always had boobs.
And Phoebe looks real happy with that declaration. She's like, yeah.
But I think
It makes more sense for her to have been in 8th grade because she definitely would have had boobs.
well, some people were early bloomers.
I know.
So,
But it still would make more sense, I feel.
I don't know.
Because, there's definitely photos of Alyssa Milano at 14. She probably did not have such a generous cuppage.
Well, but that,
Generous cuppage.
generous cuppage.
Where do I come up with this shit?
I don't know. Generous cuppage is my Katy Perry cover band. There we go.
Dolly Parton!
Oh, yes, there you go. Generous Cuppage is a Dolly Parton cover band.
Dolly Parton charity band. Because generous.
Nice. But yeah, so we get the lovely moment of you've always had boobs. And then Prue says, wants the house to herself and Andy and reminds them to find that these sisters should find themselves elsewhere that night. And then we get the cute moment again between Piper and Phoebe, where Piper's like, neither one of us has problem finding guys.
Which
so
we know not
isn't completely
exactly
true.
to be true. We
Yeah.
know Phoebe has zero problems.
Yeah. Well, that's because Phoebe has no real standards.
Inhibitions. She's also 22.
Yeah.
So she's at peak,
At peak slut mode.
Yeah. She's at peak hanging out at bars, meeting guys mode.
Yeah. And I mean nothing by slut mode. I mean, that is, I was a complete slut in my 20s too. It's just,
I've never been.
that's alright.
I am a hermit.
Well, see, my
I am
20s,
Piper in this instance.
Yeah.
I just don't go out.
Well,
really.
my 20s were most definitely a time of learning what I do and do not like.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I was hitting 30, I realized I don't need to do this. This is not what my life needs to be. And so I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
But in my early 20s, slut mode. It's just what happened. But yeah, so we get the cute sister moment of Piper going, so if one of us got Leo, it'd be okay with the other. And Phoebe's all like, absolutely. We get the back and forth of, so we can consider this a friendly competition.
No. It wasn't a friendly competition. It was a friendly competition because she slaps the spoon against her hand.
Yes. And then sibling rivalry.
War.
Exactly, yeah. It was a cute back and forth.
You
Very
immediately get
nice.
the sense of exactly how this is going to escalate.
Yes, and you also get the sense that this is going to end poorly in some respect for at least one of them. So then we get the exterior shot of Aviva's house again, and Aviva is lying on her bed, writing in her diary.
For some odd reason, not wearing black.
Well, the shirt that she was wearing looked like a costume top.
What do you mean costume?
It looked like there was, like, blood splatter on it. That's what it looked like to me.
I've seen a lot of those, and it's just like that weird, like, quasi tie-dye.
Yeah, but it was one of those where it looked just enough to me like it was blood spatter that I could see her wearing it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So I didn't have a problem with it. But so she's writing in her diary while
And
listening to
speaking
music.
aloud to it, which no one does.
No one ever does.
No one speaks aloud while writing alone.
Yeah.
If there's someone else there, sure, you talk while writing, possibly. I know I do that if I'm writing something to someone.
I don't know.
It's a weird TV convention.
I don't understand how old she's actually supposed to be.
Well, she's at least 16 because she's got a car. She's got a little white convertible.
Yeah. But, like I know she's supposed to be in high school,
not a very
but...
goth car.
Well, you know, whatever. But I just didn't understand exactly how old she was supposed to be.
Well, the actress by that point is definitely not a teenager
Oh,
anymore.
well, no, of course not. It's Hollywood.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so she's writing in her diary. There's a knock at the door, which she ignores. And we hear a woman saying she's going to be late for work. She then
Open this
opens
door.
the door.
Well, she asks her
To-
to open the door, and then apparently it's not even locked.
Yeah. And then Aviva hides the diary under her bed, you know.
Because she can't even see her writing in it. Never mind, she'll see where you just stuck it.
Yep. And the woman is wearing a blue dress with like a white collar and a reddish sweater over top, which looks like she's maybe a nurse or a waitress. I'm not sure which.
They just went, okay, what's a frumpy outfit we can stick
Yeah.
her in to show that she is the pedantic mom character?
Uh-huh. So we learn that this woman is Aunt Jackie.
Yes. Wish if she's the nurse, she's Nurse Jackie.
Ugh.
I told you, they're always ready.
Yep. We have a lovely moment where Aunt Jackie says, why don't you get some light and air in here? And she goes to open a curtain, and Aviva says she likes it dark and stale, which I thought was funny. Because that just totally seems like, bitch, leave me alone. Like, I'll open the window if I want to, and I don't want to, so fuck off kind of like moment. It was
Pretty
nice.
much. Yeah.
And I thought it was an interesting choice of phrase, because Aunt Jackie wonders why Aviva is antagonistic to her.
Because you're an antagonist?
Yeah, it was just an interesting choice of phrase.
Well, Viva's also like, so I guess the thing about this being my room was meh.
it was
Like,
a lie.
no, she has to talk to you before she goes to work. This is a fight that was clearly written. Well, all of the interactions between Aviva and Jackie were clearly an adult's idea of how a
bitchy teenager works. Yeah.
how a bitchy teenager would react with a parental figure who they do not like.
Yeah.
Like, this is not how you actually do that if you're being bitchy. You don't immediately start off at the highest level
Yeah.
and then escalate it upwards. You start off passive and then slowly ramp it up.
Yeah. You gotta start out with passive aggression.
I did this a whole fucking lot. I know this shit.
Like I said, we had very different upbringings.
Yes.
But even I know, like, yes, okay, it's your room, but it's not your house. You don't own it, therefore you don't actually own the room, you're just renting it. You know?
Yeah.
Room and board for the next few years.
Yes.
So, anyway, Aviva asks why Aunt Jackie hasn't called her mother in rehab to see how she's doing, or just to say hello, and Jackie rebuffs her and then leaves, and Aviva slams the door closed behind her. But it wasn't really a slam.
No.
It was like a closing of the door forcefully.
I
kind
think
of.
they probably slammed it and some stuff got jarred loose.
Yeah,
Because it's a soundstage.
yeah. And then there's a bit of overacting, but a powerful message about how people who are sick shouldn't have to be ashamed of being
Yes,
sick.
she had a
which was
very
a
good
lovely,
point about
yeah,
that.
it was a lovely moment of, if you have an illness, don't be ashamed of your illness because you are not your illness.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
And also, like, addiction should be treated, not punished.
yeah, and even today that still rings true.
Yeah.
So then we get an exterior of a video store called Reels. REELZ.
Oh.
Because, of course, it would have a Z. Gotta love it. And there's a sign outside that's, VCR repair, and it made me smile.
Oh, video store. It's home sweet home for you.
It is, man. I really do miss the video store. I do not miss the company. I miss the store. But 1998, so they're in this video store, and it's all VHS.
Yes. And the signs on top of these shelves.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very fun designs.
Oh, yeah, because you have to have different fonts for every different genre.
And I liked how on the one, I couldn't see what the end of, like, the romance and the comedy one said, but on the one that said action, it had small, in parentheses, for rent.
Yeah.
You're in a video rental store. What the fuck else? Like, there's going to be a huge
no.
shelf for buy, but you don't necessarily need to specify that, though?
No. See, here's the thing.
Stupid people?
Because stupid people.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I found it funny, personally.
Oh, it was hilarious. But stupid people exist in droves. Mm-hmm. And as someone who worked in a video store on and off for a decade, they show up and ask the stupidest questions. And if you don't know the answer, they somehow make it your fault.
Yeah.
That they don't know what they actually want. Though I do have to admit, working at the video store, there have been a couple of times where someone will say to me, I'm looking for that movie with that comedy guy who didn't do a comedy.
Oh, Jim Carrey?
No, Ashton Kutcher, Butterfly Effect. Because this is before Jim Carrey did his drama movie. Anyway.
So Prue and Andy are at the video store trying to decide on a rental.
Yes.
And Andy is rooting around the action. Prue is rooting around the romance. So clearly they're already very disconnected with what they want to be watching.
Yes, absolutely. And Andy is wearing like a brown button-up shirt and black pants. And it's actually not too bad on him. It's not too bad. But so he suggests Lethal Weapon 3, which Prue rejects because it's not very romantic. And Prue suggests Double Indemnity, which Andy rejects because it's in black and white.
What the fuck does he have against black and white?
You know, not everybody likes a black and white movie.
I mean, it should reflect his life. He's a cop. Because, you know, the law makes everything black and white.
No. I refuse. I refuse to laugh at that. I refuse. Anyway, so she puts it back, and an employee who is standing on the other side of the display shelf comes up and tells them that they're having video paralysis, which, let me tell you, is a real thing.
Yeah.
Totally is. That they're about 2 minutes away from leaving without a movie, asks if he can help because, quote, after all, I am a pro. Which was very funny. They agree, he walks away. Made me laugh because it is very true. It's funny because it's true. Video paralysis is a thing. Like, if you cannot decide on a movie, you're just going to leave without something.
This is true.
This is why you ask the person that works there to help you. That's what we're there for.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. I love walking dogs, but I do miss the video store. Anyway, so Andy says it doesn't matter what they pick because they'll probably never get around to watching it. And Prue thinks he's being all, like, cocky.
Good use of cocky.
That some sexy times are going to happen. But Andy says that, you know, something always seems to come up, and Prue tries to say that he's wrong, that there's always a perfectly good reason when it does happen, but he reminds her that there's never usually a reason at all.
There usually is. It may not be a good reason, but it's a reason.
But she said it was a perfectly good reason every time, and that's when he's like, there's usually not a
They
reason at all.
overuse that phrase.
They do. They really, really do.
Especially in this episode.
Yep. So she guarantees him that tonight will be different.
No, don't make promises, Prue.
Yep.
You know, the second you make a promise, you're gonna have to break it.
Well, absolutely. And of course, he's like, I'll hold you to that. They start to kiss. And then the video store clerk dude comes up to give them the movie Body Heat.
Because, of course.
Because, you know.
Because what is a cop romance thing? Body heat.
Body Heat.
That's it.
Yep. So then we cut to Aviva's house. And she is conjuring Callie again, saying that she can't wait any longer. And Callie is still saying she has to gain their trust and show them the full joys of their powers.
All of these conversations with Callie and Aviva make it sound as though Aviva has actually been doing anything to, like, prep the sisters. She's done jack shit.
Yep.
Jack shit.
Yeah, she's just stalked
There's
them.
no method. She's watching them. How is that at all prepping them for her arrival? It's not.
Nope.
And she's like, I can't wait any longer. Kelly's like, no, this is, she's like, explain the method. I'm like, there's no method. This is just stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, no. You want a method for introducing yourself? You find out where they grocery shop. You run into them frequently.
Yeah.
You sit on a bench on their street. Yeah. Wave occasionally.
So Aviva swears that she won't disappoint Callie and is told that, okay, it's time to do this. The closet door opens and Aviva goes to the closet
and you hear a meow.
Yeah, and gets
out
Kit. And Kit doesn't seem to be at all upset with this situation, which is a little weird, you know, because...
Well, Kit's not interacting with Callie, she's interacting with Aviva.
Right, but if Aviva's powers come from Callie and Callie is evil, wouldn't you think maybe there'd be at least a little bit of resistance from the cat who is supposed to be all like grr? I don't know. Whatever. So, we cut back to the manor.
Hang on, sorry. Before we get
Oh,
back
yes.
to the manor,
Yes.
Callie has a very fun pronunciation of coven. She says coven.
Yeah.
And I wrote that down. I wrote coven.
Coven. Yeah.
To join their coven.
Well, like I said, she is Australian. So, there's that. So then we cut to the manor, and Piper is now wearing a tan top with a tan sweater.
It's a sweater set.
Yeah, it's kind of
And
cute.
it's adorable.
It's kind of cute.
Cute
Little
little
black
skirt.
skirt.
Mary
like
Jane's.
Yeah, like chunky Mary Jane heels. They were super duper cute. And Leo, who is still in the blue shirt but is now covered in random bits of paint.
Because he's been painting. Obviously, the wall needed those two coats.
Absolutely. And apparently he's a messy painter.
Well, yeah. It looks sexy.
So Piper goes and straightens her skirt a bit and then walks over to Leo, asking if he's almost done. And he says that he is. And so she mentions that Prue has a date, so they have to leave, and asks if he wants to join her at a movie.
Yeah.
Which
She's pretty good at maneuvering.
Yeah, it was a very nice little thing.
Very nice and subtle.
Yeah, it worked
Phoebe
out.
is super forward, and Piper is just like, I'm just gonna coast into this because I rehearsed this like 5,000 times.
In my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, I can't do it. And walks past her, seeming a bit distracted, and she's just like, okay.
Yeah.
And kind of reserved. And then he goes on to be like, the moldings are original to the house, and they should be restained instead of covered in paint. And you're just like, God damn it, Leo. And then Piper, because Piper makes a lovely cooking analogy about risotto with being
rice.
made with minute rice.
Which apparently he doesn't even a little bit get.
No, but
I mean, someone makes an analogy like that at me, even if I don't understand, I'll be like, oh, they're making an analogy. Cool.
yes, but instead she had to tell him it was a cooking analogy.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
whatever. So Leo says he has stain samples at home and is willing to bring them by the next day to show everyone. And Piper tells him to bring them by the restaurant at lunchtime because Prue's busy and Phoebe doesn't care. Which-
Not just at lunchtime. Say lunchtime.
Yeah. So he agrees and asks what time the movie is, but is cut off by the doorbell ringing. And then Phoebe, who was nowhere to be seen a second ago, screams out, I got it, and we cut to her opening the front door. Where did she come from?
She
Cotton Eye Joe? Where?
Where did she go?
Yeah. So, Aviva is at the front door, now wearing a bright red top that's sheer at the top, and a black sweater jacket thing with a fuzzy collar.
It's a jacket.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. She's standing there holding Kit, and Phoebe takes Kit and is like, where did you find her? And she says, I was just walking by, and I, saw one of your flyers, and poof, there she was, like magic.
And just invites herself
Yep.
on in.
Just walks right on in, and Phoebe closes the door, okay, there's now this stranger in our house, sure, why not? And remarks that she can't believe that Kit let Aviva hold her. And then they go into the living room, and Piper shows up, and Piper tugs baby talk to the cat, which was super adorable.
Yeah.
And mentions that Kit must be starving because, the cat's been gone for a while, and Aviva supposedly just found the cat, so she must be starving. Which, I'm sorry, that cat lived outside way before you got her.
Yeah.
Something tells me the cat's fine.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But Aviva's like, oh, no, I
fed
fed her.
Yeah.
Which is honey, you want to stick to your story.
Yeah. Because then Phoebe questions her about it, and Viva's like, oh, well, I found her a couple of hours ago. Okay. And Piper asks if Kit tried to scratch her at all, and she shakes her head no, which,
Except the way she does this head shake, and she does this the entire time. It's like a weird serpentine thing.
Yeah.
Pretend you're a cobra, and that's what she does.
Yeah, it's very much, she does this head jiggle thing,
Yeah.
as opposed to just a normal
My father is
head
baffled
shake.
by that head jiggle. He doesn't know how anyone can do it, because he can't.
But yeah, so Leo says he'll take the flyers down the next day, and he's gonna go clean up before the movie, and then we get a cute sister moment of
People
movie?
going, what movie?
A war movie. I love war movies. But so Phoebe invites herself to the movie, and Leo's fine with it. And then he excuses himself to go clean
Leo's
up.
polite about it. He's not fine with it.
Yeah.
And Piper is definitely not fine with it.
Well, she thought that saying a war movie would somehow stop Phoebe from going. Which, she underestimates her sister.
Nothing she says will stop Phoebe from going.
Yeah. She underestimates her sister. But so, Leo excuses himself to go clean up, and Aviva questions the fact that they're leaving so soon after getting their cat back.
And Piper sassily responds, she'll be fine.
Yeah, which was very funny. She goes to find her purse to give Aviva some money, which Aviva refuses. And then Prue and Andy enter and are surprised by the girls still being in the house because they weren't supposed to be there. And Phoebe says that the cat's been found, and Aviva introduces herself, and Prue offers her $50, which I thought was a lot of money.
Yeah.
But, Aviva says she doesn't want a reward, but that they need to talk about Wicca.
And, oh Lord, did I giggle.
Yeah.
I giggled so hard.
The way this entire scene was done is a little over the top. Like, this entire episode's just a little over the top, but,
Yeah.
but not in a bad way.
I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's in a funny way, and I'm okay with
It's
it.
in a funny way, but also, like, I'm laughing because this is fucking ridiculous.
Yes. But it's ridiculous in a funny way, not a bad way.
Okay, yeah.
The last episode was ridiculous in an annoying, horrible way. This one is ridiculous in a funny way.
Is this, like, a good bad way? Like, it's so bad it's good? Not
No,
quite.
No,
No, it never really gets to bad, does it?
no, this one's not bad. This one's a little over the top, a little cheesy, a little over dramatic, but not bad.
It's very teenagery.
Yeah. So then Leo comes back in, and Prue's like, "This is Andy, go talk!" Which is kind of funny.
Yeah. It's like, here, let's shove the boys off in a corner.
Yeah. And so they shake hands and say hello, and Andy is holding a thing of
One of
Jiffy
those-
Pop.
Yeah. I've never used one of those.
I have once. And
It didn't work out so well?
I burnt it real bad.
Oh,
It was not good.
Yeah. I've always wondered about that. Like, I'd love to try those out. But then I am very spoiled with how I do my popcorn, so...
Yeah.
Hee my popcorn's good. Much better than Jiffy Pop.
Yes.
It's not quite as Jiffy.
But sometimes slower is
But
better.
you want it to be Jiffy, just add some peanut butter.
Oh, man. Though peanut butter and popcorn is actually not bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good combo. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Piper and Phoebe get up and try and lead Aviva away, trying to push her toward the door. And she says she's not leaving, and then points at the Jiffy Pop, which begins
With this weird,
to pop.
like, hand claw thing.
Yeah, which starts to pop in Andy's hand. And of course, Leo and Andy are both surprised by this.
And-
Piper freezes them.
Freezes them, and then Aviva's like, oh, that's so cool. And she walks over by Andy and Leo, at which point you can clearly see they're just standing still. They're doing a very good job of just standing still. But it's just really funny to me because you just barely see them move the tiniest bit, like sway back and forth. And they did a very good job of freezing in exactly the position they were when Piper froze them.
Yeah, they did a very
So,
good job.
good on you, Brian and TJ.
T-Dub.
T-Dub.
TW.
I think it was TJ.
Ted. His name is Ted.
Theodore.
Anyway, so Piper freezes Andy and Leo, and thinking Aviva would freeze too, but when she doesn't, the girls question her, and she says she's a witch too.
And Prue's like, a what? Really, Pro?
Yeah, I know.
Really?
I know. And then I read on IMDb that someone said, like I said earlier, if her powers come from evil, she should have frozen. Mm-hmm. But I think that it's like an a la convenience kind of moment, because she doesn't think her powers are evil. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
it makes
she's
sense.
not inherently evil.
This is true.
So I think that might be the thing. So Prue tries to deflect, but Aviva says she wants to be friends. And Piper says they have about 20 seconds until the guys unfreeze. Phoebe asks Aviva how she found out about them, to which she replies that she'd need more than 20 seconds to answer, which was cute.
Yeah.
Prue tries to force Aviva to leave, but she refuses and reminds them that she saved their cat. Because, somehow that's gonna help.
Real important.
Yeah. And then Prue threatens Aviva, and Aviva makes the tape in Prue's hand start smoking. Like, sets it ablaze.
Yeah. Through sheer body heat.
Yeah. Prue drops it, Aviva leaves, and then time unfreezes. The popcorn bursts open because...
Yeah, in the most
For some
comically
reason.
kind of like, the foil splits very comically.
Yeah.
Like, someone cut it in an asterisk and just...
Well, no, I will admit, for Jiffy Pop, that's kind of what happens, is you just kind of pull and it pops open and...
Yes, but in
thing.
sixth wedges...
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I
been a while
can see like 2, 3, 4. I cannot see it going in a perfect like division of 6.
I don't know.
Open.
Yeah, I don't know. But the popcorn flies all over the place, and Leo and Andy clean popcorn up, and Leo is the one who's like, where'd that girl go?
And Prue's like, oh, she just left.
And then
Magic's
uses-
the door closed. She
Without
can't see
even
the
looking
door.
at it. Yeah.
She
yeah.
cannot see the door from where she's standing.
Yeah. So her powers are growing, because now she can move shit without even seeing it.
No, I think that's just a continuity error.
I don't know.
I think it's a continuity error.
I think it's an a la convenience.
Yeah.
Because she does do it again. Like, she has done the magicking stuff she can't see later on in other episodes.
I don't particularly remember any of that.
I think. I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't remember. I don't remember very far into the future because I have a horrible memory. I remember it as I'm watching it, but that's about it. But whatever. So then we get a commercial break. And after the commercial break, we're back in Aviva's room. And she's talking to Callie and wondering why they didn't accept her. Well, maybe because you're such a fucking creeper.
Yeah, she is strangely confident for a goth loner teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, teenagers already trying to suck up to people they like are not going to be super confident. Like,
Yeah.
I know this from experience because that's how I was. I also know this because I see this all the fucking time now, and I spend a lot of time at conventions, like, reassuring scared teenagers in line for autographs. Like, no, you'll be fine. They're super nice. Breathe.
Yeah.
Like,
And even if they're not super nice, breathe.
well, yes, I spend a lot of time reassuring teenagers at conventions that, they'll be fine. They don't need to be freaking out.
Yeah.
It'll be all okay.
Yeah.
So,
It's like they're human beings, just like you are.
yeah. And this is something you learn as you get older. Like, as a teenager, you don't necessarily know how to interact with the people you admire without coming off as a creep. But because I have that being like a ticker tape in my head all day long, like, it's so much easier for me.
Uh-huh.
Because I worry about being a creep with just people I know. And then get up to celebrities, the volume goes up, and I adjust. It works.
You're a creep with me, but I like it.
Well, see, that's the thing. Once I get to a certain friendship level, my inner creep unlocks. And then I will actively be creepy at you.
Got it.
But if you tell me to back off, I back off.
Yeah,
And that's how it should be.
absolutely.
But then, like, okay, so being a teenager already hard enough to have any kind of confidence because hormones and other children and school teachers.
Yeah.
Then being a goth
Well, but see, this is
who
where...
apparently has no friends.
Yeah, like...
How does she have that confidence? At all.
You know...
Like, I don't
Yeah.
even understand it coming from Callie. Because whenever she's around Callie, how she acts is not very confident.
No, not at all.
But somehow, away from Callie, it's all bravado. All the time.
Yeah, a la convenience? I don't know. It's TV trope, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah. But so Callie asked if it was Prue that sent her away, and when Aviva says that it was, Callie tells her to avoid Prue because she's the strongest.
This is red flag number 12. Thank you.
Then we get the lovely line, because Callie tells her to separate them because together they're charmed, impenetrable.
Impenetrable.
I don't know how to say that word.
Impenetrable.
Impenetrable. That's a hard word to say.
Yes. In pen, a tribble.
Who's a triple?
In Penn, Sylvania.
Pennsylvania. I don't know.
Pennsylvania is next to Castlevania.
In Transylvania. Impenetrable.
Yes, impenetrable.
Impenetrable. So, Aviva questions Callie, who says that Phoebe will want to be her friend because she's searching for someone to share her witchcraft with. Which is completely true.
Yeah.
Because we have learned that Phoebe wants nothing more than to be able to talk about this crap.
Oh, yeah. She is just dying for a confidant.
Yeah.
And granted, since she's supposed to be like 22, being friends with a 16-year-old is not that far off.
No. I always have friends that are younger. Like, you're younger than me.
Yeah, or friends that are older. Like,
Yeah.
I've never had a problem relating to people of a different age than me.
Uh-huh.
As long as they don't have a problem relating to someone who's my age.
Yeah. I have learned that I seem to
People
get
my
along...
own age, though, it's tougher.
Yeah. I've learned that I seem to get along better with people who are younger than me. But that might be because I'm young at heart, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Like, while I had to grow up quickly, I didn't grow up very far. You know?
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
mean, I just avoided growing up entirely.
Yeah. We have to grow old. We don't have to grow up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we learned that Aviva wanted sisters, and so somehow she found Callie, and that Callie wants the Halliwell magic because it's old and powerful, and the only way that she's ever going to get it is through Aviva making Phoebe want her power to burn stuff. For some reason, that's the only way.
And Aviva cannot recognize any of these red flags that Callie is throwing out.
Well, no, of course not. She's a teenager. Teenagers have no capacity to look at the bigger picture of life.
It's just so many red flags.
Yeah, many, many. So, we cut to the manor the next morning, and Prue, who is now wearing a pink spaghetti strap shirt with a black bra strap showing.
First time
which-
we're seeing Prue in a bra.
Yeah, and black pants. She's on the phone with Andy. She brings a towel out from the laundry room. And, she's saying it's not what you think, it's hard to explain, whatever. And then we cut to Andy, who is wearing his usual cop getup of a white button-down shirt and brownish slacks. And this time his tie is brown with a diamond pattern. Ooh. He's going through some files, and he's saying, it's just another one of those things you can't explain. You're like a broken record, whatever. And then we cut back to Prue, who is now sorting the laundry. And this entire call... Every time that one of them is talking, they're the one we see. We cut back and forth, back and forth. And Prue's saying she wanted him to stay, and he asked why she told him to leave then.
Why did she tell him to leave? It doesn't make sense. Aviva was already gone.
Well, she says that some sister stuff came up.
Although it would have been tough to explain the video.
Yeah.
So that as a reason why she made him leave, I understand.
Yeah.
Everything else, though, is just like, you can blow that over.
Yeah. But, my favorite, she says that she can't really go into detail without betraying someone's secret.
That's not something you tell someone.
But, you really have to figure out a better way of lying to your boyfriend,
Yeah.
There's gotta be...
Like, I can't go into detail. I promised so-and-so I wouldn't.
Yeah. But she says that she's unpredictable and he's going to have to accept it because she can't change it. And he's like, I don't want you to change. I just want to have a normal date. Like,
He looks around the room before he says the second half of that. Like it was something he didn't want other people to overhear.
Well,
that wasn't anything. Whereas when he's talking about their sexcapades...
Yeah, he's
nothing.
perfectly fine with anybody listening.
Crowded room, calling her while she's in an elevator, no problem.
No problem at all.
But suddenly talking about normal dates, shameful.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming that he was probably looking to see if Daryl was around and was about to give him shit for it. Because that's the only thing that made sense in that.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Daryl will give everyone shit.
Exactly.
And we will enjoy it.
Yes.
Yes.
So she says they can try again that night. Same time, same place. Really?
Same movie? Nope.
But no. But he says same movie, and she's like, okay. Like, dude, the movie is burnt. Like, to a crisp, not...
Which means
you're
she's
not
going
getting
to
your
go
deposit
out
back.
and find.
Yeah, she's going to have to go out and buy a copy of it because there's no way that the rental is going to take that back.
Nope.
But as she walks back to the laundry room, they hang up the phone, she walks back to the laundry room, and we get a cute little line of, if I ever see that little arsonist again.
Yeah.
Which was funny. It was very funny. And then Piper and Phoebe come in.
Phoebe wearing a spectacularly smooth blue turtleneck, sleeveless.
It's like lavender.
It looked blue on Netflix.
Well, it looked lavender on the DVD.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like skin tight.
Yeah, with somehow no bra line. No hint of anything.
Yeah.
Under that thing.
Yeah.
Which, it's a thin enough material, you'd see that
You'd
shit.
think. Yeah, you'd think. But this is the
also,
kind of
it makes
thing...
her boobs look really long because it's kind of high cut with those pants.
Yeah.
And so it looks like her boobs end in mid-torso as opposed to, perky.
Hey,
But also, like, high neckline.
Yeah,
So there's as much distance between the top of the neck and the boobs as there is between the boobs and the bottom of the shirt.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Anyway, Piper is wearing this, like, gray sweater that has, like, a darker gray panel at the top and then a black panel above that. And it's kind of cute. Like, I would totally wear that sweater. It's super cute. And both of them are wearing black pants because 90% of the time in the show, they're either wearing black pants or a
and
dress.
then later, when you see Phoebe walking around, you realize she is wearing, like, mom jean black capris with high-top boots.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah.
What?
Okay.
This makes no sense. This outfit makes no sense.
Yeah.
You said the outfit stopped getting weird. They did not. This is my example.
Well... No. It's that they're starting to stop being weird.
They are
have completely
so
stopped.
not finished.
Well, it's a very Phoebe outfit, though, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, this entire scene is a cute sister moment of a sort.
Yeah.
Piper's like, we just got done dodging Leo's questions about Aviva. Prue wants to know who she is, and Piper wants to know what she wants. And
Yes, be
Phoebe,
suspicious. Be very suspicious.
Yeah. And Phoebe reminds them that Aviva found Kit, because...
Apparently,
That's all we know about her, But Prue, totally, I would be Prue in this situation of, she's like, she's probably the one that stole the cat in the first place. And then Phoebe has a great line of, hello, paranoia check.
Yeah.
But it's so true. And it's the truth.
It really is.
Because she totally did steal the fucking cat. But, whatever. And Prue says Aviva may be a warlock, but Piper says she can't be because she didn't freeze. And then Phoebe reminds them that she said she's a witch, you know. Mm-hmm. And Prue's like, well, she might be a bad witch.
Didn't you say at the beginning of the series that those are called warlocks?
Yeah. But yeah, so Prue says she might be a bad witch, and Phoebe agrees, but says that she has a really cool power, and that it's cooler than hers.
Well, yeah, because it's active.
Yeah.
It's passive.
And I completely understand that she wants an active power, and that having a passive power kind of sucks. I totally get that.
Yeah.
So, Prue wants to know why she's so quick to defend Aviva, and Phoebe wants to know why she's so quick to condemn Aviva. And then Piper is like, if she's a witch, if she's a good witch, then it might be kind of cool, because it's the first one we've come across. And Phoebe agrees with her. And then Prue wants to know how Aviva got her powers and how she found out about them. And Phoebe's like, she tried to tell us, but you kicked her out before she could.
Yes, point.
Yeah. And Prue said that she kicked her out because, she would have exposed them, which makes sense. And Phoebe reminds Prue that Aviva's just a kid, and she probably feels alone as they do, and that she might just need some friends. And Prue's like, or she may be out to destroy us. It wouldn't be the first time.
It would be for a kid.
Well, but it wouldn't be the first time that someone who's trying to get close to them,
True.
And then Prue's like, until we know who she really is, let's just stay clear of her. And Phoebe's like, sure, okay, fine. And Prue and Piper both say they're late for work, and they leave. And the phone rings, Phoebe answers it, and it's Aviva.
A weird instance, because I was expecting to, hear a voice on the other end of the phone, because that's, typical TV how you do.
Yeah, but no.
No. Just, hello? Aviva? And then cut.
Yeah. So then we cut to a high school, and we get Phoebe waiting for Aviva. She's now added a black hoodie to her outfit, as you do.
Well, yes, you have to cover up those sleeveless numbers.
Uh-huh. And so she, checks her watch, because apparently she's been standing there for a while.
Huge, chunky watch.
And Aviva comes out to the fence, and she's again wearing all black, but this time it's like layers. She's got a t-shirt, and then a zipper shirt, and then a leather jacket.
Going
okay.
full goth.
Yeah, with her black pants and her chunky boots.
Yeah.
And the black backpack.
And the black lipstick.
Yeah. And Aviva's glad that Phoebe came, and Phoebe's glad that she called, even though you just had this conversation with your sister.
Yeah, and she apparently called from school.
Well, 98, there were payphones.
At school?
Yeah.
I know there's usually one right outside the office.
Well, I know my high school had a payphone outside the cafeteria.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think my high school had any of that. But I don't really remember.
So Phoebe asks what time school lets out, and Aviva's like, no, and then cuts out the fence.
Yeah.
I do enjoy this little cute moment is Phoebe's like, what are you doing? And she goes, the same thing I'm sure you did 1,000 times. And of course Phoebe can't deny it, because Phoebe was really totally a troublemaker. And Phoebe says, you didn't tell your bitch sister about this, did you? To which Phoebe comes back with, watch your mouth, Prue had every right to be upset. And Aviva's like, it's funny how you knew I was talking about Prue and not Piper. Which was totally true. It was hilarious. Yep. They go to the car, they get into a convertible, and it looks like Aviva gets into the driver's seat. To which I have to wonder, how did Phoebe get there? If Aviva is now driving? I don't know.
Well, no, because that's Aviva's car.
No, I understand that. But how did Phoebe get to the school if Aviva is now driving? And why is Aviva's car conveniently right outside that gate?
A la convenience.
Uh-huh.
Pretty much.
Yep. So then we cut to Quake, and Leo walks in, now wearing a white shirt with a blue button-up, his tan jacket and jeans.
Yeah.
And he's looking for Piper. He turns around and nearly smacks into her. Yeah. And she's wearing just a little black dress, nothing fancy.
We've seen her wear that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was wearing that episode 5, pretty sure.
Probably. It's like her work dress.
It is her work dress, and it was definitely what she was wearing when all the guys were hitting on her at Quake.
Yeah.
But she's very cutesy about asking Leo,
table for one, sir? Yeah, that's super cute. And he's, asks if she owns the place, and she says, that she just runs it, but that she used to be the chef there, which lets you know now that she most definitely runs the place, and she's not the chef anymore.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad.
Very.
Because you're just
for pipes.
Yeah, that she wants to be the chef. She doesn't get to be. And it's sad. Chippy. So Piper leads them to a table, they sit down, and Leo says he's impressed.
A very nicely secluded table, too.
Yeah, it was just a little
It's a table for two, and there is a wine cooler stand with a single bottle of beer in it.
Yeah.
It's very adorable.
Kind of cute. So you know that she had it set up just for him.
Oh, yes, and it's been set up for a while. She didn't just have a table reserved. She literally cordoned off this table. Because it's in a corner next to a column across from the bar, very close to the door to the kitchen. Like,
Yeah.
it's prime territory for romantic spot.
Yeah.
Because drinks are close, kitchen is close, and you're hidden from the front door.
Yeah. It was nice. And Leo says he's impressed, and then Piper's all flustered. It's
Yes.
adorable. And Leo takes the stain samples out of his pocket.
It's a huge stack.
But apparently, they are only the ones that are authentic to the era in which
Which
the manor
makes
was
it,
built.
in some ways, an even huger stack.
Yeah.
Because already it's a big stack of stains. You tell them that this is from the turn of the century.
That's a lot
How
of
did you
shit.
get that much?
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
I'm pretty sure there weren't that many.
Yeah.
They probably just got like a bunch of stains from a hardware store or something.
Probably.
We're like, this will work as a prop, right?
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Absolutely. Totally. But Piper seems a little less than enthusiastic about the stain samples. And she sits down in the chair across from him and offers him lunch, on the house. And he goes, "You're big on food, aren't you?" She kind of was like, that weird, adorable little Piper,
Yeah. Like, I don't
flustered
know how to
way.
answer that.
Yeah, and he says that it's good that, actually in the Mayan culture, the cook was second in the hierarchy only to the medicine man.
I like that he didn't go with the typical line of, I like a girl who can eat.
Yeah.
Which is a stupid line, because one thing all humans do, in some respect, is eat. And Piper's very impressed by this line as well. And she's like, "Oh, you know about the Mayans? You're certainly a handyman, aren't you?"
Yeah.
Which doesn't follow as a line for me.
Well, she's trying to be cutesy. She's trying to be flirty. And she's a bit awkward.
She's naturally cutesy.
She's
I think
a little
that was just
awkward.
a writing flub, I think.
Yeah, she's a little awkward. But so then Leo asks if Phoebe works at Quake, to which Piper replies, "No."
Phoebe? Work?
Yeah. She's probably in her gay and lesbian group right now.
Slightly homophobic dig.
Yeah, but in 98, it was a funny line. It was wrong.
Yeah.
But it was a funny line. Like, she delivered it in a very funny way of, like, how do I make it so that he doesn't think anything? Like, I like him and she doesn't.
Yeah.
She's a lesbian. Yeah, that's it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which this does come back in a bit, in a very funny way.
Yes. So then we cut to the manor at night. And Phoebe and Aviva are walking into the manor through the kitchen. And Phoebe's giving her a tour of the house, and we learn that conservatory is just a fancy name for family room.
It's not, though?
Well,
Because
in this house
Isn't
it
that
is.
the sunroom?
Yeah, but that's,
So it's a fancy name for sunroom.
And this house, it's apparently the family room. It's what they use.
Whatever.
But Aviva says she loves the house. Which, it's a nice house.
Yeah.
It's a lovely house.
Even in its original size.
Yeah, absolutely. They walk past a ladder in the hall, and she goes, "Welcome to Planet Leo," which was kind of funny. And, Aviva says that she likes Leo, and that he has to like her back because she's so gorgeous. Oh, teenagers. That's not how life works.
Teenagers.
But Aviva sits down on the couch and picks up Kit, who again has no problems being picked up. And Phoebe says that she and Piper are in a bit of a competition over Leo. And Aviva asks why she doesn't just use her powers on him. To which I am like, because her power is passive, you bitch.
Yeah, she can use it on complete strangers, but she doesn't exactly activate it.
Yeah. But Phoebe asks what makes her think she has powers. And Aviva goes, "Well, you're a witch,
Yep.
And Phoebe wants to know how Aviva knows that, reminding her that she promised to tell because Aviva
And somehow
is trying.
didn't on the entire car ride back and the house tour.
Well, deflection, I guess.
Yeah.
Stalling for time. But Aviva says she has a teacher who's like a mom to her, and that's who told her, and that she's a witch, like a high priestess or something. Which, Wicca.
Oh,
Gotta
yeah.
bring in those little terms.
Yep. Mm-hmm. She is the high priestess of her coven.
Coven. But she said that Phoebe would be the coolest and that Aviva would like her the best, and she does, And Phoebe says she'd like to meet her sometime. So Aviva's like, "Oh, is your room upstairs?"
I'm gonna show you my high priestess.
Mm-hmm.
In your room.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit statutory to me.
Sounds a bit like they should be in a gay and lesbian group. Just saying.
Still statutory.
Well, yeah, a little bit. So they cut to Phoebe's room, and Aviva is putting on black lipstick, and she says that she likes mirrors because they never lie, whether you like it or not, which is kind of bullshit.
Kind of, because guess what does lie? Your brain.
Uh-huh.
Your brain lies. The mirror
Yeah.
might not lie, but your brain will lie about what it sees in that mirror.
Exactly. And, funhouse mirrors are a thing.
This is very true.
They lie a lot.
Funhouse mirrors are made to lie.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
That's the point of them.
They're also made so that superheroes can chase villains into them and get lost.
Yeah.
And then smashy smash, bad luck. Although most Funhouse mirrors aren't made of glass.
No, they're like...
Just laminated metal, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, Aviva says that her lipstick color is basic black, like her soul, and offers it to Phoebe, who of course says her soul isn't black. But Aviva replies with this, like, convoluted line and says, "We aren't pink people," which totally speaks to me on a very deep level, because I am very much not a pink person. At all.
Same.
Whatsoever. And then Aviva tells Phoebe that she wants to show off her power. And then we have a little small cut to the kitchen where Prue comes in wearing the same pink top and black pants as earlier, but has added a black jacket.
Yeah, and yells out in the house, "Is anyone home?"
Anybody home?
No one answers because no one can hear her.
Yeah. Better not be. Like, oh, Prue.
Yes, it's date night.
Yeah. And then we cut back to Phoebe's room again. And now Phoebe and Aviva are sitting cross-legged on the ground. And Aviva's like, "Don't be afraid." And she holds out her hand. And without being told to, Phoebe grabs her hands.
Yep.
Because, 'tis what you do. Aviva glances at the mirror, where Callie appears for like a second before disappearing. And Aviva giggles in the weirdest giggle ever.
Yeah.
And tells Phoebe that she's got the power now.
She's got the power.
What? And she puts a potted plant in front of Phoebe and tells her to touch it. Which she does, and the plant begins to grow in the most lovely CGI green screen combo.
In stages, too.
Yeah. Well, because,
And you see, like, Phoebe's finger just, like, poking into the dirt by the plant.
Yeah.
And, like, there's an outline just around her finger.
Yeah, well,
Just a
because
glow.
the green screen was her hand, and the plant was the CGI.
Okay.
So it's the CGI green screen combo that they had to do. And we learned that it is the power of heat, that your hand is like the sun.
Because naturally, since Callie is a fire demon,
Yeah.
according to the Netflix synopsis,
Well, because
which is rather spoilery.
Well, yeah, But Phoebe is impressed because, it's an active power, and now she's like, ooh, this
Yeah.
is kind of cool.
And Aviva did pick a good demonstration
Yeah,
for, like, hey, cool thing you can do with this power.
yeah.
Because what else is she gonna do? Throw a fireball?
Not yet.
Nope.
But then Prue comes in, even though she's like, nobody better be here, she somehow knows that Phoebe's upstairs.
Yeah, somehow knows to go into Phoebe's room.
Yeah.
Which, like, if they're upstairs, we can still have a date downstairs.
Yeah.
As long as everyone knows that there's a date going on.
Yeah. You just stay out of the living room.
Yeah. And then it isn't until things progress upstairs that you need to be vacating the premises.
Yeah. And even then, doors are a thing.
Yep.
Just saying. So are locks.
Yep.
But, so Prue comes in, sees Aviva, asks what they're doing, and seems a bit angry about it. Aviva tells her to get out of Phoebe's room, because teenager. Phoebe tries to shut her down, but Aviva says that Prue treats Phoebe worse than her aunt treats her. Now, first of all, you know nothing about these people, or at least you're not supposed to know anything about these people. Yeah.
It's just very rude. Both of them are being very rude. Prue's being slightly less rude considering it's her house, but she's still being a little bit standoffish. And Aviva's just being plain rude. Like,
Absolutely.
you don't know these people, you don't know their relationship, and you really have no grounds to be judging.
Yes, absolutely. Phoebe tries to get her to relax, and then the doorbell rings. So Prue leaves to answer it, Phoebe follows it, but she does this, like, little hands on her hips movement, which was kind of adorable. And Aviva, like, kneels down and blows out the candles.
Yeah.
So at least she did that this time.
Well, it's only in her own house that she leaves them unattended.
Yeah. So then we cut to the foyer where Prue opens the door to Andy, who is now wearing shades of like this reddish brown, dark red shirt with brown jacket, brown pants, who is holding a bottle of apparently Chianti.
Where are his fava beans?
Yes, I knew that joke was happening. I let you have it. Which I did not know that that's what Chianti looked like.
You get it from
It's
the
like-
stereotypical Italian place, and they have it in a basket. I don't know why.
Yeah, so Phoebe comes running down the stairs, saying she can explain, sees Andy, and stops.
And she goes, "Oh no!" And Andy does a slightly lesser version. "Oh no."
Yeah. And, Andy, realizing that she's going to bail on this, says that this is getting ridiculous, which, rightfully so. Prue says that he has every right to be upset and makes plans to see him at Quake the next day. He waves to Phoebe before leaving, and she waves back, but it's like not like a full handshake wave. It's like that just little hand up in the air, very stilted kind of thing. But it was funny. It was a cute little thing. And Phoebe says she's sorry that she forgot, and Prue asks again why Aviva is there, and Aviva gets defensive of Phoebe because she's trying to win over Phoebe. Mm-hmm. And Phoebe is trying to calm both Prue and Aviva, and it isn't working very well.
Nope.
And Aviva's like, Prue will never understand, and then she leaves because teenage angst.
Drama!
Yeah.
Drama llama.
So then we cut to Aviva's room, where Callie is once again in the mirror, and she says that if Prue wasn't there, that Phoebe would be with them right now, which...
Wishes Prue was dead.
Yeah. Apparently Aviva hates her.
Nah.
Yeah.
Angst.
Yeah. So Aunt Jackie shows up and wants to know what's going on because Aviva skipped school.
And she's very angry about it.
Yeah. And Aviva yells at her to get out of her room. And Aunt Jackie, being the dumb adult that she is, says, "How dare you speak to me in that tone?" Which is the worst thing to say to a moody teenager.
Again, this is an adult writing a fight between a parent and a child.
Yeah.
An adult who probably does not have a teenager of their own, or if they do, does not have a teenager who is a loner and is antagonistic.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Aunt Jackie sees the candles and gets even more obnoxious in her wanting to know what's going on. And then Aviva threatens her with an "or else" with a lift of the hand.
Or else!
Yeah.
Like, it was weirdly said.
Yeah. And Callie, in her demon form, takes this opportunity to make one of the candles go super high with its flame, which hits Aunt Jackie's dress.
Yes.
Sets it ablaze. And we get a slightly morbid but funny moment of Aunt Jackie screaming and trying to put out the fire.
Swatting
by
at it.
swatting her jacket against her leg. It was the stupidest, funniest thing to look at. It was just great.
And she backs out into the hallway and then falls down the stairs.
Well, she whacks into the wall.
Yeah.
Which somehow puts the flames out completely.
Yeah.
Whacking into the wall.
I mean, whacking it with her sweater and whacking into the wall, that's the best flame retardant there is.
Totally, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then
That's
she
gonna
falls
suck
down the
the
stairs.
oxygen out of them right quick.
Yeah. And then she falls down the stairs.
Very comically.
And Aviva runs out to see her aunt motionless on the floor. And it didn't even look like the actress anymore. Like, on
It
the
was
floor,
her,
it
but
was
yeah.
her. But, like, her face looked completely different. Like, she looked like she'd lost 20 years.
It's because the bangs were swept back.
Yeah, it was just weird looking. And we cut to a commercial break, as you do.
Yep.
And then we get a quick nighttime skyline shot, which are always pretty.
Oh, yes.
Before we're back in Aviva and Aunt Jackie's apartment, where Aviva's sitting on the stairs while the cops and paramedics take Aunt Jackie away on a stretcher. Mm-hmm. And as they wheel her away, Aviva goes back to her room, where Callie is waiting, and wants to know what Aviva told the police. And she says basically what really happened, that a candle caught her dress on fire and she fell down the stairs. Mm-hmm. Because, you know...
And Aviva's understandably upset because she didn't want to hurt her aunt.
Yeah, she's
even though she was
worried.
very, very angry.
Yeah. Well, but she's, genuinely worried that her aunt got hurt. Because she didn't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
She was pissed.
Yeah.
But she wanted to yell. She didn't want to set ablaze.
Yeah, exactly. But Callie says that her powers are growing, Mm-hmm. And Aviva says that, when Aunt Jackie wakes up, she's worried that she's going to tell the cops what really happened, and freaks out, saying that she has to get out of there. And Callie's like, just go back to the Halliwells and complete what we've started. You know? And Aviva asks how, and Callie's like, well, Piper won't stop you, and Phoebe's an ally, so the only one that stands in the way is Prue.
So just replace Prue.
Yeah.
Because that'll totally work.
Yeah, absolutely. And she then warns Aviva not to disappoint her, which, red flag number 574?
5, actually.
575.
Yes, because, that's how many words she's spoken.
Yes. So then, we cut to the manor, and Phoebe is pouring a cup of tea, and there's actual water going into the cup. I was truly impressed.
And a tea bag!
Yes. Truly impressed. Actual water.
Yes.
Now, the water
Might
was
not have been
probably
hot.
cold. Yeah, it was probably cold, but still, it was actual water.
Yep.
In a glass. So she walks around Prue to give the cup to Aviva, who thanks her for it. And Aviva tells Prue that she knows Prue doesn't like her and doesn't want to help her, but she doesn't have anyone else she can go to. And Piper, who is apparently on the phone with the hospital, says that Aviva's telling the truth about her aunt being admitted to the hospital. And then, in like an ADR line, Aviva asks how she is, and then we're told that she has a broken arm and a concussion. Now, what I want to know...
How is she not burned?
Yeah, how is there no burns at all? Broken arm and a concussion. Okay, fine. So, Prue asks how she fell, and Aviva says she doesn't know, which...
She could have just told her exactly what she told the police.
Yeah, she absolutely could have been like, she walked into a candle, lit her dress on fire, she fell down the stairs. Like, she could have absolutely told the truth.
Yeah, that's not... I mean, it's basically what happened. All she needed to leave out was,
I
pointed
made a
at
threat.
her. I made a threat and pointed at her, and then her dress caught on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I guess at this point, it makes sense that Aviva's thinking,
That
I
she
lit
did it.
my
Yeah,
aunt
exactly.
on fire.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is Aviva thinks she did it because she didn't see Callie do the whole...
Yeah. Even though the
evilness.
mirror is facing Aviva, not the door.
Hey, a la convenience. She says that she heard a scream and found her on the floor, called 911. So at this point, she's telling the girls that she wasn't even there when it happened. She just heard the scream and came in to see it. But she promises that if she gets some sleep, that she'll tell them everything they want to know in the morning.
Yes.
Because, there's that. And Piper seems okay with it, and Phoebe offers up her room, and Prue seems to be okay as long as there's no magic, to which Aviva agrees.
Yes. Because, Prue's sympathetic to a girl who has nowhere else to go and whose aunt is now in the hospital.
Right.
Because that's something Prue can deal with.
Right.
That's something Prue
because Prue knows that she can go see the aunt and
yeah,
and be like, is this what really happened, kind of
yeah.
thing. So then we cut to Phoebe's room at night, and Phoebe is asleep wearing a spaghetti strap little white top with cherries on it. It was super cute.
Yeah.
And Aviva is awake in the bed next to her. Why does she have two beds in her room?
No, that's the chaise.
Was it the chaise?
Yeah.
Okay. But she's wearing like a blue shirt with like some sort of pattern on it. A white trim.
Borrowed from one of them.
Yeah, and black pants, which it fit fairly well.
Yes, it was very nice.
Again, all of these girls seem to be, around the same size somehow.
Wardrobe does a good job of that.
Yeah. And Callie appears in the mirror and tells her, it's time. Whatever
So-
that means.
She sneaks up, goes to the door, opens it, and closes it silently.
And we see Callie with the demon face again, because just in case you forgot.
Yes.
you
And
know.
the most unrealistic bit of this, in a show that has magic, is the fact that none of these floors apparently creak in a 100-year-old house.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially since it's an old house. But, to be fair, they do have Leo, so maybe he stopped the floors from squeaking. Maybe he fixed that.
No.
Hey, I'm giving him some benefit of the doubt.
He's, okay, been there for what, 4 episodes?
Well,
That's 4 weeks. That is not enough to make all of the floors in your house stop squeaking.
hey,
Especially when people are living there.
Hollywood.
I know, I'm getting
TV
pedantic
trope.
about exactly the wrong thing.
It's alright. Anyway, so Viva goes out into the hallway and opens a door.
Which now creaks.
Yeah, well. She opens a door slightly and we see that Prue is asleep wearing a reddish-purple striped shirt thing.
Yeah.
And her hair is like half pulled back, like...
Doesn't like hair getting in her face.
Yeah, but you either pull it all the way back or you don't pull it back at all. You don't sit with your hair half pulled back. That's just pointless. Whatever. Now I'm getting pedantic about the wrong things. So, and Prue, this is where, again, like, I noticed the weird things, right? So, Prue has a very interesting bedside table. There's a small bowl of pink roses, a few books and magazines, a candle with a naked wick, which we all know
Yes.
naked wicks annoy me. And then, like, a lamp that's on that looks like it's 3 candles. Or it looks like it's supposed to look like 3 candles.
Okay.
I don't know. It was a weird...
I don't remember that lamp.
It was a weird lamp. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. It was just it was an interesting bedside table because it was a big table next to the bed.
Yeah, I like a big bedside table.
Yeah. Anyway, so Aviva looks to her left, back towards Phoebe's room, I'm assuming, and starts to make a hand gesture toward Prue. And then Piper, who is wearing a white shirt under a greenish robe,
A very large greenish robe.
yeah, comes up from the right and is like, what you doing?
And Aviva immediately
Like,
has to cover.
I was looking for the bathroom. So Piper tells her where it is, and Aviva thanks her and heads around the corner. And then Piper checks in on Prue, who hasn't moved at all because they only took that one
Yeah.
stock shot of her
Yeah.
in the thing.
Because she didn't need to wake up.
Yeah. And then we cut to the next morning, because apparently Aviva has decided to not do anything wrong that night.
Yep.
Even though Callie is like, it's time, do it now. Okay, fine.
Well, Piper saw her in the hallway, knows she was in the hallway. So she's probably exercising that still developing prefrontal cortex of hers and thinking, hey, Piper knows I was up. She's probably gonna connect the fucking dots.
Yeah.
Not like, killing Prue before Piper saw her wouldn't have helped anyone connect the dots because, oh no, Prue's been burned alive in her bed. I wonder who could have done it. Surely not the girl who's got fire powers.
Yeah. Anyway, so we cut to the next morning, and Phoebe is now wearing a low V-neck purple shirt and black
Hello.
and dark jeans, and she's standing on a chair to change a light bulb. Is there not a ladder in this house? I know there's a ladder in this house.
Sometimes the chairs are just more convenient. Plus, that ladder has all of Leo's crap on it.
I guess so, but I don't know. And Prue's with her, and she's wearing a shirt that's like black at the torso and like red on the top and down the arms. It was kind of cool. But then she's wearing it with like light wash jeans.
It's the 90s.
I know. Yeah. Prue says she's going to go to the hospital to see Aunt Jackie. And Leo walks into frame wearing a, greenish, olive green kind of long sleeve shirt with the sleeves pushed up. Because that's,
Yeah, forearms. Get some forearm action in there.
It's the epitome of sexy.
Oh, yeah.
And his jeans, And he almost hits Aviva with the door on his way through because she was just creepily standing behind it.
Oh, yeah.
He apologizes, she brushes it off, and he leaves. And Prue says that, tells Aviva that she's going to go see her aunt and let her know where she is. And Aviva's like, tell her I love her. Really? Okay,
that
fine.
line seemed a bit contrived.
Yeah, but I think it was more of the, I'm trying to be like, I love my aunt, and I'm sad that she's in trouble, she's in pain, whatever. So, whatever. Prue leaves. Phoebe takes Aviva into the kitchen for something to eat, and then we cut to Bay General Hospital again, because that's the hospital they've got. And Prue is sitting by Aunt Jackie's hospital bed, and Aunt Jackie doesn't understand why Aviva is staying with Prue since she doesn't know who she is.
Which makes sense.
And Prue explains that, they lost their cat, and Aviva found the cat. And Aunt Jackie realizes that's what Aviva had been hiding in her closet, and tells Prue that she's lucky that Aviva didn't sacrifice the poor thing. Which I think is funny.
Because, of course, Aviva is into all that black magic and voodoo and shit.
Yeah. All sorts of weird stuff like that.
Oh, my goodness.
And Prue asks why she thinks that Aviva's into black magic. And Jackie says it's because you should see her room, that there's all sorts of weird stuff happening, like chanting. I'm sorry. Really?
Yeah.
Chanting is apparently now black magic. But she does also mention that sometimes she can hear other voices, and that she's only taking care of Aviva until her mother gets out of rehab. So, there's that. Then Prue asks if she can go by the house and pick up some things for Aviva, and Jackie's like, sure, go for it. Why not? I don't know you, you're a complete stranger.
It's a good cover for Prue, because she's being all sympathetic. Mind if I go pick up some stuff for Aviva while she's staying with us?
Yeah. But it's like, sure, complete stranger I know nothing about. Here, have the keys to my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we cut to Quake, and Piper comes out of the kitchen, and now she's got a dark purple top with a black skirt.
Yeah.
Which I think is her second Quake outfit, because that's it. She goes to a table where Andy is waiting, and he's got, his normal white shirt, black suit thing going on. And this time he's got a blue pattern tie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Switching it up.
Totally. And Piper tells him that she's trying to get a hold of Prue, can't do it, but, that she knows that she went to the hospital. He thanks her for trying.
And immediately decides he's going to ditch.
Well, yeah, because he's probably been sitting there for an hour,
Sure.
But he takes out money to pay for the drink on the table, to which we get the funny interaction of Piper saying, I'm sure there's a perfectly good
reason.
Explanation. Wanna bet? Holding the money, which was just funny. I thought it was funny. He puts the money on the table, and he leaves. And then we cut back to Aviva's room, where Prue is now walking in, with now her leather jacket on, because she's been outside, so she had to have the jacket.
Always.
So she looks around for a moment, and then opens the closet, and sees, the black candles, and, the stuff that Aviva uses when she's calling Callie.
Shoved in there.
Yeah, just randomly lying on the floor.
Like someone just shoved it in with their foot.
Yeah.
Probably Aviva when the cops came over.
Probably. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense. And Callie, of course, appears on the mirror behind Prue for half a second, but disappears before Prue notices her.
Yep. That was a good shot. Because, Prue's basically top to bottom filling up the mirror, and then Callie does the same thing.
Yeah, it was a good bit of.
Yes.
And then, a la convenience, Aviva's diary is visible under the bed, and Prue picks it up, flips a couple of pages, and reads aloud the last line on one of the pages.
Well, okay, what I didn't understand was, she flips open to where the pen is, and then flips past that. You put the pen where you finished last.
Well, not necessarily.
That's what I would do if I were actually able to keep up a diary.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, TV. But yeah, so she reads aloud the last line on the page that she finally opens to, which is, Callie says we're close to taking over the Halliwell Coven. I hate lying to them. She then drops the diary, picks up her cell phone, and dials. But I am very happy that she actually takes out the antenna this time.
That was great. She pulled it out all the way, and then it retracted just a little bit because gravity.
Because she didn't click it into complete place.
Yeah.
Because I remember that phone. If you didn't pull the antenna all the way at the top like, and click it into place, it would pop back a little, which is fine because if you pulled it too hard, you'd pull it out and it would break and it would suck, and then the phone wouldn't work at all. Yeah. So I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm just happy that they remembered they had to pull out the goddamn antenna. So we cut to the manor where Phoebe, who has answered the phone, asks Prue where she is because Piper says she was supposed to meet Andy at Quake.
But Prue is completely unconcerned about that because there's more pressing matters right now.
Exactly.
Tells Phoebe that she's going to call Piper and to not let Aviva out of her sight.
Yeah.
Hangs up, leaves Aviva's apartment.
Yeah.
Phoebe turns around after having done a very good job of not letting on what is going on in the background.
Yeah.
And tells Aviva Prue is going to be home so they can have that talk. Aviva's sitting on the wicker chair reading a magazine.
Yep.
She's like, okay, cool. And then immediately says, hey, can I go upstairs and lie down?
I'm not feeling well.
And Phoebe's just like, yeah,
sure. That's fine.
Way to not let her out of your sight, Phoebe.
Yeah, And we cut up to Phoebe's room, where Aviva comes in and grabs her backpack and leaves, to which my first thought, because I had forgotten what happened next, my first thought was, oh, she's going to try and run away. That was my first thought, but apparently no. And we get a lovely view of the dressing table in Phoebe's room. It has like an ornate mirror and matching lamps. It was really pretty. And then there's a lot of shades of pink in that room, because there's like a floral rug on the ground, and the lamps have pink. Like, I thought it was a funny moment, because Aviva earlier was like, we're not pink people, and then Phoebe's room has like shades of pink fucking everywhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, they probably haven't redecorated.
Well, they definitely haven't. It is very much Graham's style, and I totally get that. But I just thought it was funny that she's like, we're not pink people, and the entire room has pink stuff all over it. It was funny. And then, of course, Aviva sneaks into Prue's room, and back downstairs, Phoebe is getting the mail, and Leo is checking the molding around the door frame.
Yeah.
Because,
So naturally, Phoebe starts flirting.
Yeah. He says that there's the last coat of stain has to dry, and he's leaving to do an estimate at another property, and she's surprised and sad to see that he's finished so soon.
Oh, no.
But Leo says he'll be back the next day to make sure that everyone's happy with his work, because,
Yeah.
That's
because
what you
he's
do.
nice.
Yeah.
And that's what
There's a bit of back and forth staring that goes on before Phoebe asks, what? And Leo starts babbling.
Yeah.
Which
he starts babbling about, so are you and Aviva? And we know what he's talking about, but Phoebe has zero clue.
No clue.
And he's being real subtle.
Yeah.
Like, actually subtle.
Yeah, he's
to
trying.
the point of frustration. Like, just come out with it, Leo. What the hell are you trying to say?
Yeah.
Stop with the insinuations. Use
What are
your
you
words,
asking?
boy. Use your words.
And then, but my friend, he goes, well, Piper said, she goes, Piper said what? With this, like, the fuck did that bitch say? I'm gonna kill her, kind of, like, moment. And he goes, nothing. I think I need some water. And she walks away. It's like,
goes into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Phoebe is not done, so she follows him into the kitchen.
Exactly. But we have a quick cut to Aviva in Prue's room, on her knees, lighting candles, and then she sits back and closes her eyes, because we have to know what she's doing, Then back down in the kitchen, Leo is walking out of the laundry room. Why he went into the laundry room, I don't understand, but whatever. Phoebe asks again what Piper said, and he brushes it off, and goes over to the sink to wash his hands. So again, what was he doing in the laundry room that now he needs to wash his hands? But Phoebe says that he should probably take whatever Piper says with a grain of salt, because sometimes her medication makes her say the strangest things. But not to worry, her shrinks are on it.
He's like, shrinks? And he seems really disappointed.
Yeah, a little bit. And, she does this, little chuckle behind his back. Which, it was a funny moment, and it was a nice little I'm gonna get back at her kind of thing, even though she doesn't really know what she's getting back at her sister for, but she knows she's got to. And then she sees Aviva's sweater on the chair, picks it up, and gets a vision of Prue opening the bedroom door, and Aviva throwing a fireball at her.
Which, hey, color.
Yeah.
Only the second time this has happened, where there's one thing in color, in a black and white vision.
Yeah, because, it's the thing.
For some reason, they didn't decide to do that with the pink Cadillac, though.
Yeah. So, Leo hears a car door close, looks out the window, and says that Prue's home. And Phoebe's all, oh no, and goes running off. Now, here's my question. We see this vision of a fireball coming at Prue, and we see Prue squint her eyes in the vision, which means that Prue would have knocked that fireball away. Like,
Yes,
you know,
but then the house would have caught on fire.
yeah, I understand. You know, she absolutely would have set the house
Besides,
ablaze.
it's Phoebe, and she's good at recognizing, oh no, someone's in danger, I gotta do shit about this. She's not usually good at recognizing how much danger they're in.
Yeah. But, so we cut to Aviva, who has finished putting the skull in the middle of the candles, and she gets into this, like, weird, like, crouching position.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
on
about
all
to
fours.
growl.
Yeah, it was weird. And I had, like, flashbacks of thank you for not morphing
Yeah.
with Cinda.
Yeah.
But, so then we hear someone running up to the door, and when Phoebe opens it, Aviva throws a fireball, which Phoebe catches with Aviva's sweater, which she, you know, a la convenience, still had with her. Throws the sweater down, stomps out the fire, and yells at Aviva, who says she's sorry, and then runs past Phoebe.
Leaving all of her stuff in the room.
Yep. And we have a commercial break.
Yep.
Because we need to have a commercial break. I think that's the last commercial break.
It is.
Before the end? Yeah. And when we come back from the commercial break, we are in the kitchen of the manor, and Piper, who is now wearing a light gray hoodie over a white shirt and black pants, brings Phoebe a pack of ice, which is like one of those like little gel packy
Yeah.
things. I love those.
Yeah.
I have one of those in my
I have
freezer.
one that's like peas. Like the little gel peas.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And thing, so you can mold it.
Mold
a
it,
little.
yeah.
And then I've got these ones from China that you can either stick in the freezer or the fridge or whatever and like make them cold, or there's a little metal disc in the middle, so you like flex it, and that causes a chemical reaction through the gel, an exothermic reaction, so it heats up.
Ooh. Neat.
Yeah, I got 3 of them. I gave a couple to dancer friends, and I kept one for myself.
Neat.
I got those 5 years ago
Oh, wow.
because that was Hong Kong.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were cheap too.
Wow.
Like 35 Hong Kong dollars, which is like $10.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, so now everyone is in the kitchen, including Prue and Leo. They're standing around the Butcher Block Island, which now apparently the stove on the Butcher Block Island is now white, where before it was black. So there's that.
Yeah.
You know, but whatever. Piper says that she should go to the hospital. Phoebe says it's not that bad. Leo asks what happened, and Phoebe lies saying it was candles and that she got too close with the sweater. And Leo goes, it caught fire fast. And then Prue, trying to get him to, like, leave, says that he shouldn't be late for the estimate that he was supposed to be going to. And he goes, well, I don't mind. But, you know, Phoebe's like, it's fine, it's fine. So he says he'll stop by later to see how she's doing, and both Piper and Phoebe both reply in unison, great!
In the
Before
same
he leaves.
tone.
It was the same exact tone. It was super cute. And then Prue asks what really happened after Leo has left, and Phoebe tells them about her vision. Which, again, I don't know. This is what I wrote in my notes was why she thought she had to save Prue, especially since Prue could have just used her power to knock the fireball off course. Sure, it probably would have set the house on fire, but it wouldn't have hit Prue. And they have an awesome handyman to fix the house, right?
Yep.
So there's that. But, so Phoebe says that Prue was right about Aviva being evil, and Prue says that she's not, but she's being used by an evil spirit. And, you know, she thinks she knows which one because she read Aviva's diary. And she tells them to come with her, and they do. And Phoebe leaves the ice pack behind. I'm like, you got the ice pack. Why didn't you bring it with you?
Clearly, it really wasn't that bad of a burn.
Yeah, I don't think it actually hit her at all. I think it was more like, you know, heat
Yeah.
thing more than anything else.
Heat shine.
Yeah. But then we cut back to Aviva's room, and Aviva is just stuffing the things into her backpack.
Because she's obviously going to run away.
Yeah. And then Callie appears in the mirror again and asks where she's going. And Aviva's like, go away, you know, I don't want to be a witch anymore, I'm hurting people.
Meh.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, exactly. And Callie, being the demon that she is, says, well, if you're going to say goodbye, at least, you know, touch the mirror one last time, because I'm not upset. But if you touch the mirror, I'll go away. Red flag number 4,722.
Yep.
Aviva, of course, being the moronic teenager that she is, touches the mirror, and Callie takes over her body.
Yes. And we get a nice little, like, overlay CGI detail on the back of her neck.
It was quite
Like,
nice.
little fire detail.
Yeah. And then we now see that Aviva is
Wearing
is
those
Callie.
delightful contacts.
Yep. That is
And
the way.
acquired some kind of Star Wars vocoder.
Yes. Hello, Aviva. I can't even do it. It was so bad. Can't even do it.
Oh, God.
But then we cut to the attic, and the girls are looking through the Book of Shadows for Callie. And Piper finds the entry, which seems to be on, like, page 3 of the book.
Well, that's because it's like the third time they've needed to use it for a specific thing.
Yeah, and we learn that Callie is an evil sorceress, cursed into her own dimension. She appears in reflections and has the power to possess innocence and use them as pawns to steal a witch's power.
Joy.
Oh joy, oh rapture. Piper is confused, and Phoebe just wants to know how to get rid of her, to which Prue says they have to shatter her reflection. Which, going to be a little hard at the moment, since she's no longer in a mirror.
Yep.
But,
A la convenience.
Uh-huh.
Open pops the door.
Yeah.
And it's Aviva. Sorta.
Sort of. What I want to know, okay, they had the Book of Shadows on, like, a hat box, sitting on the table. What happened to the little stand?
Well, they probably pulled it out of its hiding spot and just put it on there so they could all look at it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they had hidden
I don't
it.
think that's the actual reason. That's
I
my
know.
reason that keeps the continuity.
Yeah. Like, I had forgotten that they had hidden it randomly
But yeah, it's normally just
under
on
some
the
clothes.
stand. And
Yeah, it's
in
on the
one-
stand, exactly.
Under the one Eve.
Yeah. But, so Piper now has the book, because we have to have somebody holding the book.
Yep.
Because it can't be on top of the hat box.
Nope. Because guess what's about to happen to that?
Fireball!
Whee!
Aviva tries to call for help from inside the body, but Callie shuts her down and throws yet another fireball. And every time she throws the fireballs, like, the actress just looks like she's pained.
Yeah, she
Like,
was
I don't
really
want to do this. kind of.
sweaty.
Yeah, it was super weird.
Yeah.
Super weird. But, Piper throws down the Book of Shadows when the second fireball comes at them. And she and Phoebe duck, and the fireball hits a random mannequin that happens to be in the attic. And it had a beautiful lace top on it that has
Yes.
now gone up in flames.
Yes.
It was kind of sad.
But, there's always mannequins in the attic.
But, like, where the fuck did it come? It wasn't there last time they were in the attic, but now it randomly is.
Want something
convenience.
convenient that you can soak in flammables for a set?
Yeah.
Mannequin
Absolutely.
does it. Hatbox does it.
Yep, absolutely. And then Callie's like, my power is greater than yours, talking to Prue, and says, it's only a matter of time, which makes Phoebe realize that time is the magic word, tells Piper to freeze her. Piper's like, yeah, but Aviva doesn't freeze. And Phoebe's
Exactly.
like, yeah, but Callie will, and Piper flicks her hands up, and we get Callie yelling no as Aviva's body falls to the floor, and Callie gets frozen with, like, her arms out.
Yes.
This is a very awkward position.
But we get
But-
to see the full outfit.
Yes, it was actually a really pretty dress.
Yes.
Like white and lacy and like kind of wedding dressy.
Flowy arms
Yeah.
and shit. Kind of nightgowny.
Yeah, a little bit. And they all take a second while Callie is frozen to take a breath because, they have 20 seconds till she unfreezes.
Oh, yeah.
And Piper looks behind her and pulls down a sheet to reveal, a la
mirror.
convenience, a mirror behind her. To which she calls to Prue and is like,
Move her into the mirror.
Yeah.
And so Prue does the eye twitch, you hear the sound effect, and then the actress, who is Callie, hops like a rabbit over
Yeah.
the camera
Yeah.
and goes into the mirror.
Yep. To which I wrote in my notes of, Callie does not like this. All flames and demon eyes.
Yep.
It was very funny. But for some reason, Prue's power to move Callie somehow negated Piper's power of freezing.
I mean,
Because
I feel like that is consistent through the series.
yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Typically, I think that does stay fairly consistent. There's a few times when that doesn't happen, but it kind of makes sense for like Prue's moving powers to negate Piper's freezing power.
I guess so.
Nothing negates Phoebe's power because it can't really be negated.
Yeah.
Wait, well, she negates her own power, I guess, because she sees the future and then stops it. Unlike That's So Raven, where she sees the tiniest snippet of the future, makes a huge assumption, and finds out that the context she assumed was going to happen is completely incorrect.
All right.
That's the entirety of That's So Raven.
Okay.
She has a vision of the future, freaks the fuck out, tries to stop it, ends up making it happen, but it's okay because it's not what she thought.
Okay. Not a show I watch, so.
It's funny.
Okay. So then Phoebe hits the mirror with a fireplace tool, which just, a la convenience, happened to be nearby in the attic where there is no fireplace,
There's a chimney.
But the fireplace is downstairs.
Yes,
Why
I
the
know.
fireplace tool is in the attic was an a la convenience thing. But whatever. So Callie screams as the glass is shattered, and we have some fun CGI glass shards getting
Oh my god.
flying through the air.
Yeah.
And she appears on all of the shards at once before she disappears. Mm-hmm. As you do. And then we cut to Phoebe's room, where Aviva is standing by the mirror, and her hair is now washed.
Yes.
Doesn't look greasy anymore.
She's not wearing black lipstick.
No.
And she's actually wearing colors.
Yeah, she's wearing a dark red dress. It's got like a little sheer panel at the
Yeah,
bust.
It's apparently Prue's.
Yeah, which, again, fits her really well, seeing as though she's only 4'11". I looked it up.
Yep.
She is the shortest of
They're
all
all
of them.
tiny.
They're so
It's
tiny.
great.
So tiny.
So tiny.
All of them. Super duper tiny. And Phoebe, who is wearing a blue v-neck knit sweater. Which
Cable
is
knit.
Cable knit.
It looked
yeah.
fuzzy and I want it.
All right. And again, black pants. They're usually always in black pants. It's very, very rare that they're not. Happens to be carrying Kit. Puts her down on the dresser, to which I'm going, no, don't put the animal on the wood furniture. It's so pretty and those claws will ruin it. But, just a me thing. I'm
Well,
sure.
the cat's not immediately going to use the claws.
No, I know. But, whatever.
They'll use their toe beans.
Anyway, so she puts Kit down on the dresser, walks over to Viva, asks if she's okay, to which Viva replies that looking into a mirror is never going to be the same.
She's not wrong.
Which is so true. But Phoebe assures her that the demon is gone forever. But Aviva still has other demons in her life. The mundane kind.
Yes.
As we all do. And that's when Phoebe says that life was hard for her when she was Aviva's age. And Aviva questions her on that and walks over to the dresser and grabs a red knit sweater hoodie.
It clearly goes with the dress. It's the same color.
Well, it's a little brighter. Just a little. But it's just, what is with the sweater hoodies? I mean...
It's very 90s.
It's very 90s.
Late 90s, early aughts. That was the thing.
Yeah. And Phoebe tells her that these are the hardest years of her life and that the one thing she's learned is you gotta be yourself. Which is true.
Yes.
It's a very lovely lesson. And Aviva giggles a little as she pulls on the sweater saying, but what if yourself sucks? Which is a very teenager question to ask. Totally is. But Phoebe says she doesn't have to worry about that because she's a great kid and she can totally see them hanging out together in school being troublemakers. And Viva's like, well, that she's going to miss being a witch and miss having powers and having sisters. And Phoebe reminds her that she has her mom. And in the lovely ADR line reminds her that her Aunt Jackie is coming home tomorrow.
Yes.
Because apparently they forgot about Aunt Jackie and had to add her in at the last minute.
Whoops.
Yep. And then reminds her not to tell anyone about them being witches, to which Aviva promises. And they leave. Now here's my question. Why do we never come back to her? Ever.
Because you don't need to.
I know, but I really
She was a plot point.
She was, but I really have this thing in all of these shows. It's like, why do we never come back to these things?
Because
even in
another
passing.
writer doesn't remember that this character exists, because the character gets a long-time job and can't come back for another
But even
episode
in a
when
passing
it would be convenient.
mention of, like 2 seasons from now, got a postcard from Aviva. Something.
Yeah, I know, that would be nice, but writers rarely, apparently, think of that kind of stuff.
I know. I think that would be like if I was to be a writer, if I was to try and make a show, like that's what I would do. Is like, episode like 104.
Have a giant billboard-sized thing of just all of the characters and when they come in and be like, hey, can we and how much they've been mentioned and original appearance is one color and reappearance is another.
Yeah.
And
and really truly, like the little things of this kid that they're like, we're witches, don't tell anyone we're witches.
Yeah.
3 seasons from now, we get a postcard from Aviva because she's going to college. That would have been fun. That would have been a cute little tie-in, a little moment,
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah. But no, they decide not to, and it makes me sad.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And then in the final scene of the episode, we cut to Prue sitting in her convertible.
Car pulls up behind her.
It's Andy. Well, apparently they're at Andy's house because that's, a thing. Prue is now wearing a long sleeve, V-neck purple top and a black skirt with some sort of subtle flower pattern thing.
Those sleeves are
And a
too
slit
long.
up the side because...
Of course, it's Prue.
It's Prue.
There's got to be a slit.
Yep. And her little heels.
He's a slit slut.
She is. Andy's in his usual cop suit, but he's holding his jacket instead of wearing it because,
It's hot out.
Yep.
Despite being November.
Yep. They both get out. They walk toward the building. Prue asks if they can talk, and Andy says, is there anything really left to talk about?
Yes. Yes, there is.
Lots of stuff,
Thanks
in
for
fact.
asking, Andy.
Yep. Prue tries to apologize, and they have a little back and forth arguing, and Andy says that one of them is obviously more interested in this relationship than the other, meaning himself and not her, of course. And she tries to say it's not true, but he feels like he's always left there standing looking like a jerk. which...
He's never been there standing looking like a jerk.
Yeah, like, never. That's not happened. Like, it don't...
Like, left out in the cold, maybe.
Yeah.
But looking like a jerk, no.
Not so much.
No.
But she says she can explain, and he says that she can't, or that she won't. And then he goes up the stairs, stops at the top, and throws his jacket at the ground. Like, just shooks it.
I'm frustrated.
Yeah. He says that he still loves her, that he isn't expecting her to explain it all to him, but that it hurts that she doesn't trust him enough, which will set up next week's episode.
Yes, it will.
And, Prue says that she does trust him, and it has nothing to do with him, but that she just doesn't know if she can ever share it with anybody.
She could have stopped before that last section.
Yeah,
If it has nothing to do with him, he doesn't need to know about it, and he should be able to respect that.
Yeah, but,
But unfortunately, it does have something to do with him, so she can't just stop it doesn't have anything to do with you, because it's not technically the truth. She's just gotta add another qualifier.
Yep. But Andy hopes that it's not true, that, he's there for her, she can share with him, whatever. And he grabs his coat and walks up the stairs. And Prue asks if he's saying that he doesn't want to see her anymore. And he replies that he doesn't know what he wants anymore. And that's where we get the end credits.
Okay, but there was a line in there where he's like, I don't know what I can do to be more reassuring. And just while watching the episode, I'm just like, well, unspiking your hair would be pretty reassuring.
Change your look. Maybe then I'll tell you.
Yeah. Just unspike the hair. Maybe don't go for that particular hairstyle, because it's unsettling.
Yeah. It is now time for our rating
Yes.
and our favorite outfits of the show. Would you like to go first?
Sure.
Your rating?
Well, despite as promised, I'm not actually giving a CableNet rating. Don't worry. I give this 7 out of 10 coyote skulls.
All right. I like it. I have given it an 8 out of 10 ineffective missing posters.
I love it.
Because, there's no name of the missing animal, it had the wrong address.
It doesn't technically have the wrong address because we don't know that the address changes.
Hey.
I'm saying take it in the moment.
Hey.
In the moment.
And then we go for our favorite outfits.
I
always have an outfit for
want
everyone.
Phoebe's CableNet blue sweater.
I know.
I love it.
Because I'm me, I have a favorite outfit for each person.
Of course you do.
As per always. So for Prue, it's the long sleeve v-neck purple top black skirt thing from the last scene. For Piper, it's the dark purple top with the black skirt that she wore to Quake when Andy was there. Phoebe, it's from the beginning of the show, the lavender top with the ribbons holding it up.
The vermicelli straps.
Yeah. And then Aviva, it's got to be Prue's red dress because it looked the best on her.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a cop-out, but,
This is true.
the rest of her
But it's
outfits-
also from the end of the episode when she's a reformed teenager.
Yeah, and her hair was actually washed and
Yeah.
not greasy looking. It was nice. Yeah, it was super nice. So there we go. It is now time
Okay. It's going to be tough to read.
for the
And not for the usual reasons.
12-year-old Kendra spell,
Yes.
which this is the last of the recipes.
Yes.
So what is this one now?
This one is called To Forget Things, and for ingredients you'll need 3 mint leaves, 2.5 bay leaves, 1 3/4 teaspoon chili powder, 4 shakes cayenne pepper, 1/2 chopped ginger root, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla.
Sounds
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, doesn't sound horrible. Sounds spicy.
I will not be drinking this.
Fold carefully together in a bowl until thoroughly mixed. I don't know how you fold all of those, but okay.
Hey,
Boil for 15 minutes on medium. Strain and press ingredients. Dry and put in mesh pouch. Set up circle of 8 candles in altar of a small circle of rosemary and sage. Stand in center circle and place around you things representing the things you want to forget. And throw the potion between the circles as you recite the mind spell. Apparently there's a mind spell. I'm fairly certain there was a spell for forgetting stuff. Silencing. Yeah, apparently there's not, so I misjudged.
Well,
Whatever.
so it was a lovely 12-year-old recipe spell thing.
Yeah. Not the worst of the bunch.
Nope. And, remembering, if you support us on Patreon, if we get people pledging...
We have a tier
Yep.
for us making these recipes and consuming them.
Yep. Which, if it
Not
has...
necessarily performing them, just consuming.
Yes. So you can get us on all sorts of social media stuff. We have Facebook and Instagram, and one of our Tumblrs is all under Charm Chats. You can email us at charmchats@gmail.com. You can get us on Twitter at CharmChatsPod, and one of our Tumblrs is also CharmChatsPod. But as per always, you can find us at charmchats.com. But yes, consider donating to our Patreon. We would be eternally grateful.
Yes, that would be very charming of you.
It would. It would indeed. And you never know. We might give some extra stuff, even at the $1 tier.
This is true.
You
It is
know.
always possible.
Yeah, you never know.
Anything is possible.
You never know what random stuff we will decide to give away.
Yeah.
Randomly. If you follow us on Snapchat and Twitter and all that good stuff, who knows what random stuff you will find.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, one thing you won't find random is the dog.
Yes.
Blue.
The dog is
Blue
a constant.
is most of our Snapchat and most of our Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, it's because he's the cutest of us.
This is true.
Yeah.
He is damn adorable.
He is adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. I think that's us done for another week.
Yeah.
Yay.
Eh.
Hope you enjoyed the episode, and see you next time. You'll hear us next time.
Yay.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Phoebe, Piper, and Pooh, we've got evil to say and some potions to brew. So we'll see where it's at next week with Ken.